All right, guys, welcome to the Unfiltered podcast for the nighttime edition. As you guys can see, we have 4 lovely ladies with us today. We're gonna have an amazing show. Let's get it.
I believe.
Really?
Is that right? No, it's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. Jesus, I'm sorry. I'm tired. I was kept up all night. Before we get into the show, look at these beautiful women that we have here. Beautiful ladies. Give them a clap, applause. Before we get into the show, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you get notified every time we go live. Also, join the Discord. We're in there all day talking. You could drop us topic suggestions and videos to react to. And if you're in there, if 50K subscribers on YouTube, we're going to be picking 2 of y'all that are in the Discord to come on a cruise with us. It's going to be me, Josh Pelt, and Anwar. And Eric keeps saying he's not going to come, but he's going to come. It's the Virgin Cruise. So, it's no kids allowed. A lot of girls trips. I'm going to have a videographer there. So, we're going to have a lot of fun.
All right, man. Shout out to the fucking chat, man. Shout out to you guys. All right, guys. Yeah. So make sure you subscribe. If you haven't already subscribed, hit the like button on your way in. We're gonna wait for the rest of you guys get in here. It's already 17 of you guys in here. Shout out to the ladies. We're gonna let them introduce themselves. Wait, hold up. Also 50K announcement. Once we hit 50K, we're not only doing just the cruise, we're also gonna throw an event for you guys. Before we let the ladies introduce themselves,
one last thing. They have a question.
What's up?
That didn't get answered last time. It's on War. We didn't get it. We didn't get it to last chat. Do we have any updates on T-shirts and hoodies?
Yes. They're already paid for, bro. They're being made as we speak. We had to go to a new distributor because the old one was fucking up. So, yeah, man, it's gonna take at least another week or so. But yeah, hit me up on the DMs and I got you guys with that. Also, before we let the ladies introduce themselves, guys, let's shout out to our sponsor real quick, Omar.
Yo, shout out to our sponsor, Vacay. They make CBD, CHG, and THC products. We got gummies. We got vapes. They're the best third-party CBD company in the world. They're a pretty good price. We're gonna do reviews soon, so keep on the lookout for that. Basil, what do you think about Vacay?
Bro, Vacay is amazing. It's like a classy high, as Eric is always saying. Bro, you can take it and still operate off of it. You could work, and I love that. I could do that. I don't get sleepy. I don't get drowsy. I don't get lazy off of it. The sleep gummies, they do knock you the fuck out. But when you wake up, you feel very rejuvenated. I only sleep about maybe 2 to 4 hours a night. So taking those, man, it saves me a lot of time, honestly.
Yeah, bro. They're so good. He can't even speak.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I'm running off 1 hour of sleep.
My man's
tonight.
Still in yesterday. He's on yesterday. All right, cool. Let's let the ladies introduce themselves. We'll start off with you. We'll make our way this way.
Can I get your age, name, and what you do for a living?
Gia, I'm 18 and I work as a server.
18?
Yes.
That's okay.
Okay.
Sure.
What about you?
My name is Ariel. I'm 23 years old and I work at SNS Global Relocation as executive assistant.
Oh, wow.
Okay. I like that. What about you?
My name is Jennifer Lopez and I'm 22. I'm about to turn 22. I do a lot of things. Dude, you love to mess with me.
No, go ahead. That's slip.
I'm
go
not
ahead.
saying anything
Wait, what do you do
else.
for
Goodbye.
what do you do for a living?
Goodbye.
No, I want you to answer this one. What do you do for a
I
living?
do everything for a living.
No. That's not what you said before the
I'm
show.
a social media
Are you
manager.
a professional stripper?
I'm a social media manager and I can manage your social media, make it better. You're gonna have like 1 million followers by like this year. So
Yeah, guys, hit
Hit
her
me
up
up.
if you guys
Nah,
need.
my
social
name is
media.
la.jen.
Yes, hit her up, guys, if you need any social managed media.
Nah, definitely
Managing?
hit her up. I use her for my Instagram.
Also, what do you do for a living? Just that?
No, I've been an administrator since I was 17. I've been working with my dad with his carpentry business since I was like 13. So I've done a lot of stuff. Honestly, that's why I say that I do a lot of shit.
Okay. You said before the show that you
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, what the fuck did you even say?
no. You said before the show that you get paid to live.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate on that?
I don't anymore. I got rid of my sugar daddy. I don't need him.
Damn, you got rid of him in a few days.
Yeah, he
'cause-
didn't want to buy me a $4,000 Dior bag, so I do not need him.
Wow.
Real quick, Jennifer, can you put your hair behind your headphones?
Of course.
Wow. Okay. So all right, guys, make sure you guys don't give free money out to these girls.
Don't.
What about
we don't
you?
deserve it.
Go ahead.
So I'm Kayla, I'm 22 and I am a plastic surgery consultant and in nursing school.
Okay.
Nice.
Cool. Shout out to you guys. Welcome to the podcast. We're very excited to have you guys here. We're gonna have an amazing show. The chat's gonna ask you guys questions periodically. Sometimes they're gonna super chat. Real quick, guys. I want you guys. We're gonna start off the show like this, okay? I want each one of you guys to pick one girl on here that you would let your son date. So we'll start off with you. You pick one girl on the panel that you would let your son date if you had a son, because clearly you don't. Go ahead.
Definitely you.
Okay.
Definitely Kayla.
Definitely her.
I wouldn't let my son like with all my tattoos. I would be like, would no, but I appreciate that.
No, I would definitely accept you in the
Speaking to the
family.
mic. Go ahead.
Sorry, I would definitely accept you in the family.
Okay. Just because she has tattoos?
Definitely.
Really? Okay. What if she's a slut?
Yo.
I don't feel like you give me slut vibes.
Okay.
I feel like you
All
give
right.
me chill homie vibes.
You feel like that.
Shout out to her. Okay. What
I
about
have
you?
good
Who would you let
feelings.
your son date?
I just don't know enough yet. You know what I mean?
Facts.
I can't give like a fair
True.
judgment on that
Okay.
because I don't know enough.
What
Just
about
based
just
on
our
before,
vibes? Yeah, just our vibes.
I don't know. I think they're all really cute. I mean, she's in nursing school, which is like super impressive. She's like hilarious. And, you know, she's just super sweet. So I'm
Okay.
not sure I would have to evaluate all of them.
Okay, so just pick one off of that.
I think her.
Her?
She's in nursing school. You know, she's got it going for her.
Okay.
You know?
Trying, attempting.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks for your honesty. All right, Jen, what about you?
Like Ariel said, I would like need to know you because I'm not gonna let my son just be with anyone. But Ariel does look like a really good girl, so I would say you.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
What about you?
I would say Ariel, honestly. She gives me like very pure
Speaking to the mic,
You're-
go ahead.
yeah,
very pure, very you know, like
genuine.
yeah, and like home manners, you know, like you were raised like the right way. Thank you.
Bro, what the fuck?
Who would you pick? Eric, who would you pick?
Who would I pick?
Yeah, who would you pick? I want to hear this.
I would pick her.
So Ariel.
That's your name, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
Ariel.
yeah, Ariel. I would pick Ariel
Ariel.
because Ariel, well, she's shown pretty good manners too, though. I won't lie. It's just the small stuff for me, but yeah, I would pick Ariel.
Thank you guys.
Just the
Appreciate that.
home etiquette, you know, the way you carry yourself.
Yeah.
That goes a long way. What about you? Who would you pick?
The same option.
Same one. Okay. What about you, Anwar? Who would you pick?
The same one.
Yeah, I think that.
The
Yeah.
same one. Okay.
Blondes are always better.
It's not my
Okay.
natural hair color, I promise.
It's
but
not
thank you.
because of the blonde though.
Doesn't matter.
It's not.
It's
It's
just-
not because of the blonde.
I'm aware it's just a joke. I don't-
Yeah. Can you tell me why you think we all chose her?
Because of her manners.
Uh-huh.
I chose her as well.
Okay. You chose her because of the same thing though?
Yeah, she's very sweet. And she was already like so loving and welcoming as soon as I started talking to her. So that I really appreciate that because I'm the same.
Yeah. Okay. Shout out to you. Everybody picked
I
you.
would say the same about you.
Thank you.
No.
Eric, we do not like each other. and I
No,
think
we don't. It's
everybody
not that we don't
understands
like
that.
each other. It's not that we don't like each other. It's just that
I'm gonna
look-
keep my agenda. I'm gonna keep my agenda.
Yeah.
I don't like you.
okay.
an
You can
agenda.
keep that if you want to. All right, cool. Let's get to some of these chats. Go ahead, bro.
David Jones has a question to Eric. Which guest do you think is wife material?
I don't know enough, but again, I would have to go with Ariel. She looks pretty good. You know what I mean? She's pretty attractive, and she carries herself like a woman. And then my second choice would be her. One of the ladies on the panel carries herself like a man, so definitely not her. But yeah, all right. Any other? It's not you. Don't look at me like that. All right. Any other chats, bro? Go ahead.
Yeah, question from Nas. He said, ladies, what was the most amount of money a dude has ever dropped on you, and did you smash?
Oh, good
Mm.
question. Good question. Can
They
we
about
start?
to say like
And
5K
ladies,
or
listen.
some shit.
Yeah, let's be honest. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Go ahead. Start off with you.
We kind of had the same question the last time
Okay.
about like I guess finessing men for money,
Mhm.
but I have never finessed a man for money in exchange for services or goods.
No,
Okay.
I understand, but this
Yeah.
isn't like
It's just a
finessing. This
number,
is just
number.
saying
Yeah.
like, let's say a guy took you out on a date into an expensive restaurant. How much is like the highest?
Yeah.
A guy's ever taking you out on a date, and how much was it?
Probably around $600.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Cool.
All right.
What about you?
It's 500.
500.
something like
Okay.
that.
All right. Cool. What about you?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. It was a weird situation,
Mhm.
and he took us out for like 3 days.
God damn.
Like a
Yeah.
cruise
3
or something?
days.
Was it a cruise?
No, we went to a hotel in Miami Beach.
Oh, nice.
It was pretty nice. Yeah.
How
How
much-
did you get that gig?
Yeah. How much do you think he spent on hotels? Miami Beach is not cheap.
We went to. I think it was. Actually, I don't remember where it was, but it was about maybe $1,000.
1,000. Okay. Cool.
We ordered room service, so more.
Okay. Wait. I'm sorry. And did you smash? No.
No.
Did you smash, Jen?
Of course not.
Okay. Did you smash?
No.
3 days. 3 days.
3 days in a hotel.
3 days.
I went
3
somewhere
days.
else every
3
single
days.
day. I went
1,000 a
somewhere
night,
else
and
every
you
single
didn't.
day.
Wait,
you didn't
yeah.
let him hit.
Hold on.
No,
but
I
wait.
left every single night. Every single night, like.
So where
But
did you
3
sleep?
days, but you went for 3 days.
Yeah, 3 days and you didn't hit.
I would come back in the morning, and
So
then.
did you just like his company? Like what?
Yes, I think we're really good friends, but I just didn't. You know, I
Yeah.
didn't like him.
Yeah.
So you didn't find
Okay.
him attractive?
Okay, understood.
Yeah,
Okay. All right. Cool.
I guess.
Wait, but you kept going back.
That's what I was trying to understand.
That is finessing.
Do you-
It's because it was a situation, and my cousin was there as well. So like,
Okay. Cool. Did he ever tell you that like he felt some type of way about that?
no,
No. Okay.
I mean, no,
No, he did because you just said you
I
mean.
mean.
Yeah.
it's not that. I told him I wanted to take things slow because I didn't want, I didn't want.
You
him
didn't
to
really wanna
expect
fuck with him.
things.
Okay.
Exactly. Not that I didn't want to fuck with him because he was really cool people.
Bro,
and
if you really want a guy, you're gonna fuck him.
that's not true at all. At all.
What? Come on.
I make people.
If
wait.
you really like a guy,
Okay,
you're not gonna
How
fuck
much
him.
how long do you make people wait usually?
At least a month.
A month? Okay.
If
All
you
months,
really
2
like the
months,
guy,
if
you're
I
waiting a
really-
month.
If I really like the guy, I make him wait 2 months because I want to get to know you as a fucking person.
Bro,
So what if you don't like
Guys,
him?
she's only 18. Like, what do
Yo.
you expect
Yeah.
from her?
So what if you don't like him? How much do you make him wait?
She's a baby.
If I don't expect anything from him, like
Typically,
the only time I've ever fucked, like just offer up meeting you,
Yeah.
I'm at a party.
Yeah.
And that was only once.
Really?
Ever once.
Why is it that women will give it up to a guy that they don't care for, but then make the guy that they want to be with wait for a long
I
time?
don't think we do that.
I think it's.
Bro, you
I
guys
think
do
there's
that.
more
Yeah,
moving
y'all
parts
do
than
definitely
that.
do that.
It's not
Yeah.
that.
Are
It's
you
It's
that.
a
sure?
little bit more complicated.
Oh,
Yeah.
we do that.
Y'all do
Like
that
in
though.
your
Whoever the
sense, 'cause
person
look,
is, I
in your
mean.
sense, you could make a guy wait 5 months.
It's not even about
then-
waiting. It's just about I want to get to know you as a person before I try anything else.
A
with you,
month
because
is
I
not
wanna get to
enough.
know how
I
compatible
think
we
you
are
guys
as
should understand that a
friends.
month is not enough to get to know. I
Exactly,
knew
that's not
somebody for
even
4
enough.
years and I still didn't know. And that doesn't mean I wasn't gonna fuck them for 4 years.
Exactly.
But exactly
like,
my
you just
point.
have
You
to
could
wait.
have sex
Time
with
is
them.
everything.
Okay, but I still
Time
still
is
okay, but I
everything.
still want
Everything.
you guys still aren't answering to me why you guys give it up to guys you don't care about right away, and you guys make the guys that you do care about wait.
Actually, that's the opposite for me.
It's the opposite.
I think
Like,
it
if
just
I
depends
wanna
on
wife
your,
you,
Yeah.
If I want
Boy.
a wife, if I want
Yeah.
you
Bro.
to be my husband, I will literally just.
You sure about that?
Yeah.
Right
Okay.
time,
I
right
swear to God.
place.
Exactly.
Right time, right place.
Exactly.
Okay, right time, right place.
Right time, right place. If I meet someone and it's like, look, I'm having fun, I'm enjoying myself.
Mhm.
One night stand, hey, look, it happens. We're
Okay.
all adults.
Okay.
You know, that's being realistic. Now, if it's like to go all the time and be doing that,
Uh-huh.
that's something that's gonna
Me.
cause a lot of problems.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I understand you and why you wouldn't want to do that, you know, and want to make people wait that time because it's like then you know if somebody's even a good person. If not, they might not be.
Exactly. If you're gonna wait for me, then I know you really want me. Like,
Yeah, but why should I wait for you when you just fucked the guy at a party for the first night?
okay, but that was at a different time, a different age, a different era. Come
Uh-huh.
on now.
But like as your boyfriend, let's say we're talking, right? Hypothetically speaking, and I find out you made me wait 3 months, right? And I find out that you fucked the guy the first night, How do you think
Okay,
I'm gonna
but we
feel?
were at a party and I was.
It doesn't
you know,
matter. It doesn't matter if you were at
But-
church.
Yeah.
But like,
It
It doesn't.
don't
Oh,
guys
it
fuck
doesn't
girls
matter.
the first night all the
does-
time
yeah,
too?
but we're
Like,
different. We're
We're not the
different.
same.
We're not the
Yeah,
same.
we're not the same.
We're not the-
Okay, but just because.
no, we're
even
human
though-
beings.
No, exactly.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
You know,
You think men and women are the same?
I do.
You
So
do?
we're equal.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Men and women are equal.
Explain to me
Yeah.
how we're the same.
I think this whole idea that we're super different and that men are maybe above and women can't do this and men it's not their role to do this. I think that's just something that we socially built completely. I mean, it's been set in place that way for a very long time, so it's really hard for us.
It's been like that forever.
It's been like
for-
that forever.
So
as
when did
long
we
as-
create it? It's been like that forever. So when did we
so
create
as
it?
long as like a society, a formal society was built, you know what I
Uh-huh.
mean? Like in barbaric times, women weren't asked to just stay back. They still had to
Yes, they
also
were.
assist, but in their
No.
own way, they also still had to assist
They
as
were.
well.
Okay, but you weren't. They
And-
weren't going out hunting. The men were.
Hold on. Let her answer. How are we the same? Because you still have yet to explain how we're the same.
Ultimately at the end of the day, we're all human beings, and when it comes to something like choosing who you're going to have sex with on a given day, like people just follow their intuition. Maybe she might fuck him on that day because she thinks he's like super hot, is vibing with him, and maybe this other guy takes her on a super expensive date, but she just met him on Tinder and she's actually really not vibing that well with him.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's kind of fucked up for a girl to like lead on a guy when he is trying really hard and taking you on expensive dates. Like, don't
Okay.
string him along if you
Mhm.
don't feel compatibility, but you also can't like reprimand her for sleeping with somebody that she might really vibe with the same day.
Mhm.
And maybe you never know, maybe long term she ends up being with that person that she just met that first day. It's so case by case that this isn't supposed to be about like, oh, gender roles and can girls fuck a guy this first day. It's really just about like, when it comes to that, it's just you got to follow your gut and
Okay.
do what you want to
Everybody's
do.
really different. too.
Everybody's
Okay.
really different.
All right.
yeah.
So
A
to
lot- some guys
address
don't
your
judge that at
to
all.
address all of that you just said, you still didn't provide me a good enough reason to explain how we're the same. How are men and women the same?
You said we're equal. So how are we equal?
How are we the same?
because we all have the same capabilities.
Okay,
Yeah.
no, that's a lie.
We do.
You
So-
know, like
so
the
I got kids.
Okay.
I got kids.
well, not that
Okay.
biologically. No, we're
Okay.
not the same. Obviously, you guys.
Okay,
have
so
dicks, we have vaginas,
biologically goes to your brain,
obviously.
right? Biologically goes to your brain, correct? So we probably have a different mentality, correct?
Okay, so how are we so different?
Here we go.
Hey, you tell me. You're trying to get
You're-
away from
you're-
it.
I mean,
Yeah.
how are we so different?
I
would
want
love
I
to
just
know.
gave you a
I'll tell
point.
you-
You still haven't gave me a
I'll
point.
tell you how we're different when you tell me how we're the same.
I mean, we're equally both born from women, right?
Okay.
You know, like we're like me and my brother, we're very, very similar. Like I think, in my
Who
opinion,
if
the
you got
only
into a
way
fight with
we're
your brother, who
different-
would win?
it depends on who's
If
right in
you-
the given circumstance.
We're not
talking
talking
about
about
physically.
circumstances. We're
Physical
talking about the
fight.
same circumstance.
No, everything is circumstantial in life, though. Nothing is black and white.
Okay.
That's
If
not
you
true.
and your
Everything is
brother,
circumstantial.
I could tie your brother's hand behind his back and he still would punish you. How old is your brother?
My brother's 27.
Okay, he would punish you, even with his hands
No,
behind
the
his
fuck
back.
he wouldn't.
Yeah, okay. All right.
You
cool.
can't even be a 15-year-old
Alright,
kid up.
um,
Like, come on.
how old are
now.
you? How old are
No,
you?
I'm 23. My brother
23.
wouldn't even physically even try to do anything to me.
Of course he wouldn't, but if he wanted to, he would demolish you. And let's be realistic here. You know that.
Okay, but you guys are
A 15-year-old,
I'm
a
not talking
15, a
about
15-year. Yes, we are. We're talking
biology, though.
biologically. If a 15-year-old kid came in here right now, he would whip your butt.
I'm saying
And we're
about,
talking about
like,
a 15. We might
I'm
even talk
saying-
about a 12-year-old.
I'm saying about capabilities and like our minds and everything. I wasn't talking about biology. Obviously, biologically
But
we're different.
Okay, so biologically, then women shouldn't be having sex the way men do.
How does that relate?
Right? Okay, how about this? Let me
Are
ask you a
you
question.
serious?
Hold on. When you have sex with a guy, who's giving themselves up? The guy or the woman?
Both, yeah, definitely
Jen,
both.
Jen, be quiet, bro.
I know a lot of men that don't like to just fuck chicks like that.
Oh, well, hold on. Let me ask you again. When a guy and a woman are having sex, who's doing the taking and who's doing the giving?
It's more shameful on a woman than it is on a man.
Because we've been taught to feel
No,
ashamed.
no, 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 no.
No.
I'm
no.
asking you, bro. I'm asking you a simple question. If me and you were to have sex, are you fucking me or am I fucking you?
But the whole thing.
Hold
is-
on.
Y'all trying to sit
If
here
me
and
and
be
you-
I
if
think you
political.
guys look at things like
Hold-
way
yeah,
too
no, no, no,
literally. Like
no.
if you're talking about like that.
Yeah,
like,
we're talking logically. Yes, we're
obviously,
talking
like,
logically. Okay. So if we're talking logically, then how can you say that we're the same? That doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah. So what? How are we the same? What are we equal in? Is it the mentality, emotionally? Like, what
I'm
is it?
talking about like we're all capable of feeling emotionally the same exact things, are we not?
We're not talking about feelings.
But that's
That's
what
not even
that's what
true.
I'm talking about. I think we're
Yeah,
understanding.
let's say that's not even true. Y'all are way more
All
emotional
right,
than
listen,
men.
listen. I already agreed that biologically we're different.
But you just said
I
emotionally.
was talking
I'm
about
talking about emotionally.
capabilities, emotional
Is this
capabilities,
really?
You're
is-
more
is-
and
emotional than a man.
intellect. That's what I was
okay,
talking
is
about.
this really a hill that you want to die on? Like you really want to sit here and fight that we're the same, men
oh my
and
God,
women?
I already said biologically we're not the same.
Okay, so
Okay.
then, but then how? So
Emotionally
if we're not the same, then how can you
and
sit here and say
intellectually we can be
if we're
capable
not
of the same
okay?
things?
If,
That's all I'm
okay,
saying.
if we're not the
you want my
same,
perspective? That's my perspective.
that's fine. But your perspective is wrong. If we're not
in
the
your
same,
opinion.
if we're no, but this is facts. If we're not the same, then how can you sit here and say that it's okay for a woman to just fuck a guy the first night?
It's only okay if it's okay to her. She's her own person.
Yeah. Okay. So if your daughter was just
I'm not
fucking,
anybody
hold
to
on.
judge.
If you had a daughter and she was just fucking dudes the first night, would you be okay with that?
Probably not, but I
Oh,
also
okay.
wouldn't want my
Oh,
son. But I
okay,
wouldn't want my
okay.
son fucking any other
Okay.
bitch of the fucking first night either.
That's
because
fine. Okay, how
hello?
about this? But which one would you be more accepting of? Would you be more accepting of your son doing it or your
I
daughter
would
doing
slut shame the fuck out of my son if
Okay,
he was
wouldn't
doing
give a
that.
fuck.
But
Your
you would,
son
yeah,
wouldn't
you
care.
wouldn't care.
I would expose
Yeah.
every girl that walks in the room and be like, "Oh, who are you?
Yeah, I'd
What's
be
your
like,
name?
yeah.
Even slut shame women.
I heard about you.
Okay.
Are you Natalie?
I
But,
would
but
slut-
who
I
are
would
you
probably- I would
embarrassing it
slut
more?
shame my daughter and slut
Who
shame
am
my
I
son.
embarrassing?
Yeah, but
You
it
would
doesn't
be
To be honest
matter.
with you, I'd
But
be
it
like,
do-
yo,
okay,
have
but
some
it
sex,
doesn't
be
matter.
smart. Like,
Who
what are you
cares?
doing?
How about this? If I slut shame you right now, you're gonna give a fuck. If you slut shame me, I don't care.
It's just
I don't care. Men don't care. You can
if you
slut
were to
shame us all
slut
you
shame
want.
me,
It
I
doesn't
wouldn't
matter.
care because I
You
know
would
it's not
care.
accurate.
If I
you
called
don't
you,
know
if I
me.
called you a fucking slut, you would care right now. You
it
would
would
care.
only really hurt me if that was applicable to me.
No,
but
it would hurt you.
Oh
Period. It would
my
hurt you.
doesn't hurt
Period.
me.
It would
It
hurt you.
doesn't hurt
Period.
me.
Yes, it does. Because
Words only have the power that you give them.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Let's manifest stuff in there.
Yo, this is
Well,
crazy.
can I kind of like
Go ahead.
put an input about like how we're different?
Go ahead.
Okay,
Yeah.
so the ways that we are different is women are way more in contact with their emotions than men are.
Okay.
I agree.
So, that's something that causes a major difference in communication between men and
Okay.
women.
Okay.
So that's one major
Okay.
difference. The second major difference is physical.
Okay, I agree.
If I decide to punch a guy in the face
Mhm.
Yeah.
and he punches me back,
Mhm.
I'm probably gonna get knocked out, probably gonna have a
Mhm.
concussion. If I
Okay.
do that, vice versa,
Okay.
he's gonna eat it like nothing. So
Okay.
there's a lot of differences because it's like from women are from Venus, men are from Mars.
Okay. So you're
Land the
saying there's
plane.
a lot of
Hold
difference.
on. Let her land the plane. Go ahead. Keep
Huh?
going. What's the point?
The whole point is just that we do have a lot of differences, but it's nothing that can't be communicated with two people that are deciding to be mature because it's all about what we've been taught.
Mm-hmm.
She's arguing that
I
men and
agree.
women are the same.
No, and I'm
I
disagreeing,
didn't
but-
say we were the
Yeah.
same in all senses, though. That's what you guys are understanding.
Okay.
Obviously, biologically, we're different, completely 1010%. She's also correct in the sense that because women have the capability to give life, we're a little bit more emotionally like aware of people, more sympathetic, like naturally, you know what I mean?
more nurturing.
But I
yeah.
do think that we have the capabilities to meet in the middle and meet on a common playing ground. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm saying.
I still don't understand what you're saying though. Like you didn't give me
Wow.
like it
I
was.
never understand that.
Yeah, I never
that's
really
not, like,
expected
I
that
just
from
like-
you.
don't know how you don't understand that.
I
She's
think
not giving any logical reason that we're the same.
What do you mean? That's totally logical.
Okay, so what is it? Emotionally, are we the same? Or physically, we
Yo,
are the
chat.
same?
If
said
you guys
that.
want to ask any questions to the
literally
ladies or you
just-
want
I
to chime in
literally
on this,
just
make
said
sure you
that.
super chat,
One
guys.
thing they don't listen.
Anwar's gonna go ahead and talk to you guys,
I
man.
just,
it's
I,
not that I
Macho, I
listen.
just
You're
said
just
that.
not. You're
Okay,
not
so
saying
what's
the
your
same.
so then what's
Definitely
your
different.
point? Because we're saying our perspective. So what's
Yeah.
your
Okay.
point?
I agree with what she just said. We're not equal. There's differences, right? So if there's differences, we're not equal.
Okay, so what about where does that come into terms of sex? Because that's what we're talking about. You guys
Yeah.
keep kind of beating around the bush. Like, be very
Mhm.
specific.
We
what
were.
you're
I'm
talking
very
about.
specific.
Okay,
we were
go ahead.
talking about the fact that she was saying that it's okay for women to have sex the way that men
Okay,
do,
so,
and just
so
on the
since-
first date. And I said, no, it's not.
So since they're so different,
And she said, we're the same. And I said, no, we're not the same. And that's where everything started, right? So, and then she failed to make her point. She didn't actually tell me how we were the same.
Stop reading
Um,
the chat.
Okay, so coming down to sex, you said how we're not equal and we're equal, right?
Stop reading the chat.
Ariel,
God damn.
let's have a conversation,
I
okay?
like you.
Yo, come on, bro.
Look, guys, listen, look, I told you guys before the show that I wanted you guys to be respectful, and there were certain rules, and I've been very nice to you guys, right? It's cool. We're gonna disagree. That's cool. I don't mind that. But if you disrespect the show, you're gonna get kicked out. Okay? Why are you raising your hand? We're not in school.
Oh no, it feels like it because every time I'm gonna talk, you have something to say.
Go ahead. You can talk.
Oh, first of all, when I was speaking my mind and every girl was talking at the same time, you told me to shut up. So I find that extremely
No,
rude.
me and her were
No,
having
we
a
can go back-
conversation and you chimed in.
No. The girls were saying like, "Oh, we agree with you." We were just saying we agree with you, and then you literally told me to shut up. So I think you should be a little bit nicer.
Well, don't
I know
interrupt.
you don't care. No, I wasn't interrupting.
Yeah, you were
No,
interrupting.
I was not.
Okay.
Come on, guys, let's all get along.
Okay,
Let's
cool.
all
I think at the end of the
exactly.
day, a conversation is to accept that
This
everybody
is-
has different
yeah. And it's
perspectives.
not
Yes,
to
but
if
your
we're
pers-
gonna be-
that's
and if-
fine. Oh, go ahead. But your perspectives are wrong.
But that's your perspective of
That's
like you
the-
think
that's
we're
the
wrong,
logical
we don't, and that's at the end of the
perspective.
day
That's
why
general
everybody
thought.
in life has individuality. We don't have to all think.
If
the
I had a
same
daughter that
things.
was sleeping with a guy the first night, I would fucking disown her. She'd be a fucking slut. She'd bring shame to me
And what
and my
about your
family.
son? And what about your son?
I'd fucking applaud him. I'd be like, "Yes, son, good
Okay,
job. Let's
why?
get it.
And
Let's
why?
fucking
Okay,
get it."
you literally any of y'all could go outside right. Shit, if y'all open your legs right now, there would be a dick in 2 seconds, bro. Let's stop the bullshit, right?
Here's the thing,
Right?
ladies.
Because
What?
why?
Okay.
I'm gonna explain it.
You gotta listen.
Don't
Just
you
Yeah,
listen,
y'all,
just
y'all,
listen,
see, y'all
just
not,
listen.
y'all aren't listening to
Don't
understand.
you guys think it's a little bit extremists? Like the way you guys think is a little bit extreme.
Explain to me how.
It's just like
Radicalism.
for a father to disown their daughter, like
I would.
their offspring, just because they fucked a guy.
But then
like
maybe
Hold on, hold on,
that's
hold on.
so
Hold
Y'all
on.
want me to
inhumane.
explain,
Hold
or
on.
y'all just want to like?
That's so
Be
inhumane.
redundant.
Like,
Hold on, let them talk. Let them talk. Let them talk.
That's not. That's
Hold on, hold on.
just
All right, we're gonna
What's
let
the
all of
difference
you guys
about
talk.
us and humanity? What's the difference about us and humanity?
Nothing. We're the same in humanity.
Exactly.
Humanity,
But
yes.
we're talking.
So the whole
everything
thing is humanity. You're gonna fucking throw your daughter out because she fucking opened her legs, but you're not gonna throw your son out because he's opening
There's
his
different. We
legs.
live by different rules.
Don't you understand?
Here's the
Bro,
thing,
human
yo.
beings
It's the
have
same
sex.
thing.
Like that's not
No,
something to
no,
throw
no,
somebody out of the
hold on.
house for. Like
Okay.
what?
Go ahead.
Yo,
Go ahead. I'll let you
crazy.
talk.
It's way harder for guys to
You
get
gotta,
sex.
sp-
than
yo.
girls.
If you're gonna
It is.
speak,
Because
speak
you guys
into the
are
mic.
ugly. It's because you guys
We're
are
so
ugly.
ugly.
So that's
It's
why
because I'm
nobody wants
ugly.
to-
Yo, if
We're all
we're
ugly.
yo, if we're being honest, you fuck everybody you meet. So let's not
Okay.
go there.
Okay,
Okay.
well, I never
That's
fuck
number
you.
one. Yeah, but I don't want to fuck you. I wouldn't touch you. I wouldn't touch you with a fucking stick.
Amazing.
So
I-
that's number
I'm
one. That's
thank
number
you.
one. I would
I'm
never
so
fuck you, and you
happy.
and you hit me up on DMs. You know I don't even want to talk to you. So
I would
shut the fuck up.
never hit-
All
I
right,
would
that's number one.
never
That's number
hit
one.
you
So
up
shut
on
the fuck up.
DMs.
Number two, you're
At
not gonna
this
sit here and
point-
disrespect.
Hey,
At
relax,
this point, I
relax.
think I'm about to get out.
Yeah, you can get out if you fucking
I
want
think-
to.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
you
we
can go.
Yeah, I
Yeah, you
think
can
that's
fucking
Holy
go.
shit.
Go ahead. Yeah, go. You can go. The fuck is wrong with you? Yeah, you can go. You can go. Yeah, you can go. Yeah, you can go. Yo, Josh.
Holy shit.
So, anyways, man, like I said.
Josh, you're tagged in.
Yeah,
You're tagged in. Power Rangers. Power Rangers.
All right. So, anyways, like I said, look, man, it's cool to disagree. That's cool. I don't mind it, but we're not gonna sit here and talk over each other, and she's not gonna sit here and disrespect. We're not the same, ladies. Whether you like to believe it or not, men play by different rules. We have to earn everything we get, even sex. Okay, women. You good?
Is it okay if I take?
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. You good?
I'm good.
Okay. Men have to earn everything we get. Like if I want to have sex, I have to earn that. I have to
Yeah.
work hard for that, right? You can go outside right now, literally, and talk to any guy, and he would want to have sex with you.
Yeah.
We live by different rules. You can sit here and say we're the same, but we're not.
That's my point is we men have to have value to have sex, correct? Like I was saying, y'all can open your legs. A guy's just gonna fuck you. There's
Yeah,
you
but
don't
that's
have to
our
try it out.
choice too. If we want to have sex,
But
with
you don't
somebody.
have
you're
to
right.
work for
You're
it.
right. Hold on.
You don't
let me
have to
finish.
work
You're
for it.
right.
Wait a
Finish it.
second. Wait a
You're
second.
correct.
At the end of the day, everybody has their own opinion, especially about sex and especially.
Bro, it's
about
easier for
Yo,
girls to get
are-
sex than guys.
listen,
That's
But-
all.
y'all are the
no
gatekeepers
way,
of sex.
No
You
fucking
talking
way.
What are you
about?
Men
talking
will
about?
fucking throw themselves at millions of women. and they'll get
Exactly,
sex-
and they
they'll
won't
get-
get no pussy.
but they'll get
80% of
sex
guys don't get
somehow.
laid.
Girls don't try. Girls don't want to.
But
You're not understanding the point.
understanding.
Okay,
the
one at
point.
a time. One at a time.
You're the gatekeeper of sex, right?
Who?
You, if like
Women,
if you
women.
don't want to have sex with a guy, you're not having sex with a guy unless you get grapes. Correct? Yes or no? Yes. Okay. Right. A guy has to have value. You're not gonna fuck some bum off the streets. You're gonna fuck a guy like Josh that is a multi-millionaire. smart, charismatic, etc., right? Okay, then.
Maybe.
Thank you. My point.
Okay, but at the end of the day, you're not gonna fuck a random ass bitch.
If she
Yeah,
looks
like-
good,
Hold
if
on,
she
hold
looks
on.
good,
Guys,
you don't know what she
guys, hold on.
has,
All right, hold on.
That's why I wouldn't want my son
Guys,
to just fuck
guys,
anybody.
guys, 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 hold on.
I don't want him getting
Yo,
sick.
let's talk one at a time, okay?
Sorry.
Number one, I would, if I wanted to, like if I needed to, I would. I've fucked ugly girls before. I'm being honest. You, however, you have a shit ton of choices. If we're being honest, all of you ladies are very pretty. You guys have endless fucking choices. Men, we can be the most attractive, and our choices are still limited. Yes,
yeah, look at your DMs and look at mine. I have like 2 girls probably in my DMs. You probably have 100 guys.
There's a lot of very
But
beautiful
you
men
get
with
to
girls in their
choose.
DMs.
Yes, but not as many as the
Holy
average girl.
shit.
That's because
Can
we
I
don't,
ask
we
you
don't
guys-
put ourselves out there like that.
Go,
You guys
hold on,
throw
she wants to say
yourselves out.
something. She
What?
wants to say.
Can
Go
I
ahead.
ask you guys a
Yeah.
question though? So
Of course.
let's say your daughter does have a one night stand, right?
Mhm.
Do you think that might have been part of your responsibility?
Yes,
to have
yes,
that
absolutely.
thought?
To teach
absolutely.
her, to
Yes.
teach her not
Correct.
to do that.
Yes, good
Correct.
point. Here's what
Yeah.
I'll say
To
about
teach her
that.
not to do that?
Yes, here's what I'll say about that.
Mhm.
First of all, it's my responsibility to teach my daughter how to be a woman. That's mine and her mother's responsibility. Number 2, I would make sure I did everything I needed to. So when I say I would disown my daughter, it means that I already did everything I needed to make sure that she didn't go ahead and just open her legs for anybody. So when she does that, yes, I would say, you know what? You brought shame upon me and our family. You didn't respect yourself. You didn't respect us. So yeah, right now I'm not happy with you. I'm going to have to let you go.
I have another question. What if your son was having like super irresponsible, like rampant sex with a ton of bitches and then like gets a major STD? Like, are
Okay.
you not going to school
Like
him and be
AIDS.
like, yo,
That's a good question.
you should have been way more responsible. You can't just be fucking any bitch, like, and not wrap it up. Like,
I
wouldn't
I
you
really
tell him that?
No.
I
Let me take
appreciate
this
that
one.
question.
Let me take this
Hold
one.
on,
Let
hold
me
on,
take
hold
this
on. I appreciate that question because the same thing, just like it was my responsibility to raise my daughter,
Exactly.
is equally my responsibility to raise my son.
Exactly.
However, I will let my son do whatever he wants as long as he's doing it safely. I'm not gonna let him out here, have sex with just random people and without protection and stuff like that. But I would, if he does it the right way, I'm like, yeah, do your thing. I did it, but again, men and women don't live the same. We're not the same, man. I'm sorry. Like, I really question your body count after this. The fact that you're sitting here basically saying that you're okay with like
You
women just
question
have.
my body
I
count
do because
just
like in the
of that?
beginning, I said that you were the one. If I had a son, you were the one that I would want him to
I
date.
have a very extremely low body count because I'm very, very selective with who I share my body with.
Extremely low.
I just think that people are up to whatever, like it's their body, their choice. Like that's just how I feel.
Okay.
But doesn't mean that I'm out here like fucking everybody. I'm not like that.
Okay. So isn't that hypocritical? So
I don't think
if you're selective
It's
about,
not,
hold on.
it's not
If you're
hypocritical because
if
I'm
you're
not them.
selective
I don't
about-
make choices for them.
okay,
It's up
but
to their
but if you're
discretion.
selective about who you sleep with, then why don't you think it's okay for other people to be selective about who they sleep with?
Because they're the only people standing on their own 2 feet. They make their own choices.
Okay, so how about this? Let's say
Like, would I advise
let-
it? Probably not. I would advise to be a
hypothetically
little
speaking,
wiser, but
okay,
I can't control.
let's
what
say you're a
person
good girl
does.
and you've only had like 5 partners your whole life, but your partner, remember, with the same thing you just talked about, he's free, he's liberated, he's fucking everybody. You're dating him. You're okay with that?
Wait, I'm sorry.
You're okay with your partner just having sex with whoever, whenever, because the circumstance was right? Are you okay with that?
Like, if we're in a relationship?
Yes, in a relationship.
No, if we're in a
Why not?
relationship,
You just said it
we're
was his life.
monogamous.
You just said it was his life. You just said that you can't
But
control
when
other
it comes
people.
to a relationship, that's a different
So
conversation.
you- okay, so
where
you only
you're-
have
you
standards-
have to maintain mutual respect.
So you only have
and
standards when it
boundaries.
comes to you and yours.
Because that's my personal choice. What another woman chooses to do with her personal choices, that's her life.
Okay.
Like, I'm not in the driver's seat for her.
Gotcha. All right, cool.
Real quick, y'all,
go
like
ahead.
the video. We only have a
Guys,
couple
like the video. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already subscribed, man. Go ahead and super chat if you have any questions, man. It's too many comments for him to scroll up. And we'll let the other panel talk too, man. Go ahead. Let's get to some super chats.
All right, David Jones just has a statement. He said, Eric, ladies have complicated emotions. Some are consistent and treat guys equally, but others smash bad boys, knowing that good guys will wait.
All right, Josh, you just came into the table. Well, what do you think about everything that just happened?
I think it's interesting.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting. And that's about it. I think it's very interesting. And I think, yeah, there's just shit happens. And that's really all mine. That's my whole opinion on that.
Okay. All right. Cool. Let's get to the first video, bro, and then we'll react to that. We'll get back to the chat. Chat. If you have any questions, go ahead and super chat. Like I said, bro, man, even if it's $1, bro, because Anwar's not gonna be scrolling all the way up. Cool. And I think that is officially the first person we've ever kicked off, bro. But yeah, go ahead, play the video.
Drunk sex. How do you know who took advantage of who if neither one could offer responsible consent?
It's not consenting on either. Yeah. Neither party was able to soberly
Look lost.
consent. So therefore,
What happens?
whatever happens, and that's
Unfortunately,
Unfortunately,
aren't most sexual encounters happening under drunken conditions?
yeah.
So that's kind of a problem, right?
Yeah.
If you put yourself in a situation where you choose to drink, where you get so drunk, where you hook up with someone and you don't remember anything and then try to accuse it as being rape, that is not right.
That's why you should always have friends around you.
Exactly. You should
People
never
you
do it
trust
alone.
around you.
And always have a DD. Always.
And I agree with that. Some people, accept that responsibility, and some people call that victim blaming. So it just depends on,
Yeah.
I don't agree with that.
Victim blaming is definitely, yeah.
You can't really point fingers in that situation. Yeah,
Okay, but who's typically blamed in that situation?
the man. Yeah.
Okay, is that fair?
No, not really. No.
Okay,
not at all.
so why aren't false accusations taken more seriously when there's plenty of scenarios where it's not necessarily just the man's fault?
I think because society sees men as very.
If two drunk people
All right. Real quick. We're gonna get everybody's opinion on that. And then we'll start off with you. What did you think about that video?
With me,
Go ahead
we're
and speak into
starting
the
off
video.
with me.
Yes.
Okay, so I think that pretty much a victim of rape,
Grape.
a victim of grape is a victim.
Okay.
But it does depend because sometimes people act like they were too drunk and they say that that's what happened when really it's not, and then people are falsely accused.
So if two people are intoxicated, right? You meet someone at the bar, you're a little tipsy or you're drunk, he's drunk. Who would get blamed in that situation? The woman or the man? You guys are both equally drunk. Remember that. So who gets blamed in that situation?
In society's eyes,
Yes.
the man.
The man. Okay, cool. But I thought we were equal. So why doesn't the woman get blamed?
I wasn't the one that
Oh,
said
okay.
that we were
No, I
equal.
know you didn't, but someone else did. Okay, cool. What do you think about that?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
What was the question again?
Really? If two people are drunk at the bar, you guys both meet. You meet a guy, he's attractive, you're attractive. You guys have sex, and something happens afterwards. Who gets blamed for the grape? The guy or the woman?
Usually the men.
The man. Okay, cool. Why do you think that is? Because they're both equally intoxicated, right?
Of course, if they're both equally intoxicated, I don't think anybody should be blamed.
Okay, but you just said typically the guy gets blamed,
But
right?
if the girl tells them no, like it's a point to where
There's no
she
consent. No
unders-
one said anything. There's no consent. They're just having sex.
Okay, then that's different.
Okay, but
That's
a lot of
different.
this happens a lot in society where women regret something and then they turn around and say something happened when it didn't.
Regret is a different thing than grape.
Okay, but hey,
Yeah.
guess what? The courts don't care about that. Go ahead.
So then I have a question. If someone's completely knocked out at a party,
Uh-huh.
right? Like a high school
That's a whole
party,
different situation.
and
That's a whole different
Yeah,
situation.
You know,
Yeah,
like,
I know what
it's
you're talking about. We could
not
talk about
You
that
said a
later.
high
But
school
that's
party,
yeah.
but like, no.
Yeah, you
Let's
know,
That's we're
no,
talking
no,
about.
no.
We're talking about the
Because-
difference between men and women here. So,
So-
equally drunk. You're very attractive. You meet an attractive guy, right? You
Mhm.
guys end up doing the deed, right?
Mhm.
Usually, who gets blamed for a grape? You or the guy?
So as like I'm gonna reiterate so before, because you were like, oh, somebody else said that
Uh-huh.
we're equal.
Yeah.
So I think I just
The-
want to make it clear that I was basically trying to say that we're equal in the sense of like capability, like work wise, and like being able to understand each other. I wasn't saying that we're treated equally, nor was I saying biologically we're the same.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like I just want to make that clear. I understand that men also have these things that they go through, which is definitely unfair, such as this situation where unfortunately in society's eyes, he would be the one that the finger is pointed at. And I think that that's really unfortunate.
Okay.
you
Cool.
know, and not fair.
Yeah,
do you
they're
think
always gonna believe the girl before the guy.
Right.
do you think it's unfortunate that even after that happens, when the woman is found out that she was lying, nothing happens to the woman, even after she's ruined the guy's life?
Well, there's a thing called defamation of character, and she could get in serious
Yeah,
trouble
but
for
what are
that.
what are the likelihoods that a guy's actually gonna go through all that and actually get something in return for that? Let's be honest here.
And
Like you
justice
could
isn't
end the guy's
equal.
complete career.
This
Mhm.
happens
The justice
every
isn't
The
equal in
justice
that.
isn't equal.
this
either.
happens all the time in college sports.
Point
Yeah.
blank period with, you know, what we said, grape word.
Uh-huh.
They don't get in trouble like that anyways.
Boy,
They really don't.
Bro, how old are you?
18.
Bro,
Who
you
doesn't
need to
get
do
in
some
trouble?
research.
The
Well,
men,
there's
are you
a-
saying the
there's-
men don't get in
Believe
trouble?
me,
There's
believe
a
me,
lot
believe
of
me that I
men
know.
don't get in
scenarios where they
trouble,
don't
or
get
women?
in trouble.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
know. Even when you go and you ask to fucking press charges, they don't do shit.
You're tripping.
They don't.
No, there's
they
a-
don't
there's a
fucking
lot
do
of
shit,
cases-
Especially there's a lot of cases
Yo,
that they don't do shit.
if a woman
Yeah.
goes,
if it's not somebody that they care about, they're not gonna do shit.
if you could be a random Jane Doe on the street, if you go to the police station, write a police report under oath, they have to take that seriously. You can't sit here and you know what? Nah, she's not pretty. We'll throw her away. That doesn't
It's
happen.
not even about prettiness though. I'm
And
sorry
just in
to
general, no,
interrupt
just
you.
in general.
But
I'm
there's
telling you, they
also
do
in a
something
lot of
about it.
cases where they blame the girl and they're like, oh, well, why did you choose to get drunk that night?
Exactly.
Why were you wearing a mini skirt that
But
night?
that sounds
Why
like they're
did
just
you make
investigating to me.
yourself-
But
Why
That
did
sounds
you
like
make
an investigation
yourself
to me.
available to that person when maybe they did indeed facilitate?
That sounds like
the
an
aggressive
investigation to me. That sounds
aspect of it.
that sounds pretty fair to me, because if
Well,
you
no, that is fair, but also because like both ends have to be investigated. Is she lying and
Uh-huh.
like making him look bad, or did he actually do this? Like
Yeah.
both sides have to be investigated. Unfortunately, sometimes there isn't enough evidence to prove that the male did that. So like sometimes it's overlooked
Can you just go to the
there's
hospital and get a
because
rape
there's
kit?
you could, but will that person necessarily get justice? Sometimes not.
I
Not,
mean,
and not in
most
all
likely,
cases. It might get
majority.
investigated, but no, not the majority.
You'd be
There's
surprised some of the
there's-
cases get thrown out.
Very
You, y'all
surprised.
saying
there's
y'all are
millions,
saying
there's
y'all
millions
are
of rape
saying
cases.
some.
Sorry,
No,
rape
not
cases
some.
that
Y'all
get
are
thrown
saying
out.
some.
No, look, if you come from a family that is very wealthy and you're a young man that's in
Okay.
that family is gonna do everything in their power to
Okay,
cover
and guess
up.
what? I
That
would
is-
agree with you, and
that is
that's
a
guess
very
what? That's
small
a minority. That's not.
I mean,
the
you
majority.
guys are always looking at the outliers. There's like one case, and you guys
Yeah,
are like,
like-
but look at this. It's one case, guys.
And
Overall,
we're not saying actual one case, but we're
Yes.
just saying that the one case is in minority as a whole. You can't make an argument for the minority because then you can't have a discussion about anything.
we're speaking
But
in
also,
general.
like, think about it. Like, maybe they might get reprimanded for it, but will they do like serious time? A lot of cases, sometimes they won't. You know
People
what I
have done
mean?
serious
Like,
time.
Anything.
they won't do
But
serious time unless there's like hard proof that they found semen inside of her, that there's proof of like struggle on her. Like there's a lot of cases where a girl might even say like, this happened to me. Like they'll like a common thing that happens, a girl won't have the courage to speak up about it until like
I
3
understand that
years
happens,
later,
yeah.
and then they'll be like, oh well, we kind of don't believe you because why are you coming to us now about it when this happened to you 3 years ago? Like, don't you think that's funny? But the thing is that that's also a really tough thing to come to terms with. Oh shit, that happened to me, and now I'm gonna publicize it. Like people are really scared to do that, and that's why a lot of the times there's a lot of grape situations that go unreported because they're so afraid of it being so publicized.
And I agree, and I don't think that the grape situation is the woman's fault, but don't you think it's the woman's fault for not coming up
I think
like
it's like
at
a
the
very
beginning?
delicate topic.
Yeah, I think it's a very delicate topic, and I also think that a lot of times women don't like to take accountability, but you guys also, not saying that it's correct, but maybe if you guys wouldn't put yourself in certain situations, stuff like that
Okay.
wouldn't happen if we're being honest.
This-
Okay, so I want to get your opinion on that, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, it is a very delicate topic, like it does happen. I don't know what the statistics are on it, whether there's X amount going undetected or like not given attention to, because I've heard that from women that they've had stuff happen to them and it's kind of flown under the radar, and they've tried to tell you about it or go to the authorities and stuff like that does happen. But then at the same time, a lot of times that if it does happen, it does go to a case, and then guys like get their lives fucked for it, rightfully so if they actually did it. But a lot of times it's like that can be a, you know what, this is my last way to kind of fuck you over as a woman, and I'm just gonna say you raped me. And so that there's a lot of
injustice.
Oh, sorry, I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
on
sorry.
both
I think
ends
that's
there's
where I messed up, but
There's
yeah.
injustice in the
Great.
sense of a woman should be
It don't matter
held
now.
just
Sorry.
as responsible. Like if he's gonna go to jail for rape, it should be equal for the woman to have to go to jail for lying and
For
accusing that
defamation of
man.
character, absolutely, because like
Because you could ruin someone's life, you could ruin their career, you could ruin everything they've ever worked for. So there's
Totally.
a lot of things that it's not fair.
Yeah,
and that's for
I
both
agree.
sides.
And I understand
agree.
that this is a very delicate topic, so we don't have to stick too much on it. But I would say this before we move on: who's more likely to suffer injustices, men or women? In general, in society, men or women?
general. Just because like on both ends, there's so many. There's different struggles on both ends. So when it comes to like injustice,
We're not talking about rights. We're not talking about rights because I know you're looking towards that. I'm talking about injustices. Who's more likely to get killed by police officers? Who's more likely to be victim of crimes? Go ahead.
well, men, because they're looked at as more of the aggressors.
Mhm.
You know, like women are very easily looked at as a bit of a more damsel in distress sort
So
of
if we're
character.
more aggressive, or we're looked at as more aggressive, then why is it that men are more likely to be victims of crimes if we're so aggressive?
No, I'm saying that they're looked at as aggressors, so that may be why they're treated with much more like they'll get pinned down quicker, like, you know, the, oh my god, like that guy was running at me, maybe he wasn't.
But
even-
I'm not speaking about that. I'm speaking of like robberies, murders, stabbings. Men are way more likely to get all of
be
those
the
things.
victims
Yes.
of like the end of the stabbing,
Yes.
for example.
How come?
Maybe because they're looked at as people that can handle it a little bit better. And
Really?
I think on the conscience, people don't always want to like hurt women
Mhm.
necessarily.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Okay. Nice to know that we're equal. What about you? Who do you think is more likely to suffer injustices in society? Men or women?
It depends, but to be honest, usually men. Women suffer more when it comes to emotional distress and, you know, going through a lot when it comes to relationships and shit like that. But men suffer a lot when it comes to obstacles in life and shit, you know?
Okay, cool. What about you? What do you think?
Honest opinion.
Mhm.
It's
No, give us a lie.
No, I'm gonna be honest.
Okay.
It's a man's world,
Mhm.
but that's not to say that men don't go through a lot more than women do. Women do go through a lot, you know, because as a woman, you can't walk through a parking lot by yourself at night and feel 100% safe, like you could protect yourself,
Mhm.
even if you can.
Mhm.
But, you know, that being said, at the same time, men have a lot to worry about in the sense of, you know, you are becoming a man.
Mhm.
You're learning how to be independent, you're learning how to take care of yourself, you're learning how to be a man, so that when you have a family and it's your time to put that out there,
Mhm.
you're ready.
Mhm.
You know, so
Okay. What do you think about that, Josh?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's I think men definitely get like the shitty end of the stick because it's naturally people you know, people don't really feel bad for men. You know, it's like you're a man, handle that shit, motherfucker. You know, so I mean,
Yeah.
and in a sense, it's like that's kind of how it's supposed to be, you know, in all the times of old. It's like kingdom gets taken over, and now the ladies have a decision to make. We're either gonna fuck the winners, or we're gonna be killed too, along with our sons and our husbands that we just saw murdered in front of us. So it was almost an adaptation for women to kind of adapt to. Okay, you know what? Like, we got to get like, I think it's way easier. Like, I agree. I disagree with what you said about like you guys go through more emotional distress in relationships. I truly don't believe that at all. Men will give up their entirety of their lives for a woman and literally go like bankrupt just trying to prove themselves to a woman and like literally put their whole life on the line just to protect a woman's like honor. And I think that's a whole different level of emotional dedication. And whereas a woman, you know, and a man, it's going to take a lot more for a man to get a woman than it's going to take for a woman to get a man. For a woman, you have to be beautiful. For a man, you have to have.
relationships.
No. But what I'm saying is, I mean, yeah, obviously, I mean, if you've been with an asshole fucking douchebag, then cool, like I get it, right? And you were dedicated, and you were loyal, and you were, consistent with the relationship, and he wasn't, then that's one thing, right? But I think on a balance of probabilities, and if you look at, overall, it's not that way, and I think men get more emotionally fucked up from relationships that they have been loyal in and have been a great man in, because I think they ultimately sacrifice a lot more. So
yeah. And to piggyback off that, there's a saying, take it like a man, but there's no saying take it like a woman, right?
Yeah.
But we're equal. And another thing, since we're so equal, when I shamed the girl right here for being a little slut, she took, not you, the girl who just left, the girl who got kicked out, she got very offended by that. You notice that? But if she had turned around and said, but you're a slut and you fuck all those girls, and I'd been like, yeah, you're right, you're absolutely right, I actually fuck a lot of girls. But if I said what I said, which is what offended her, that she fucks everybody, because it is a fact, she immediately took offense to it, and that's another reason why we're not the same. Okay, let's get to some of these chats, bro. Go ahead.
All right, we got some super chats.
Shout out to the chat, man.
Give me like 5 seconds.
5
chat.
seconds.
Yeah.
If y'all haven't yet, subscribe,
But
get into the video.
I think also I agree with the fact that that whole take it like a man thing. Like at the end of the day, we are human beings, and we should be treated equally in the sense where it's like your feelings are valid, so are hers, so are his.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like men do get it. They're expected of so much, I feel. And even when they feel like that social pressure where they feel like they might not deliver, they overexert themselves and don't voice the stress that they're under. You know what I mean?
Okay.
To try to provide.
Speaking to the mic.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was putting my sweater off.
We got a super chat from David Jones, $5. Said the 23-year-old. Who's 23 here?
Me.
All right. Do you want to have casual sex like men have casual sex?
No. That's just not my personal preference. But I'm just saying I don't judge people that do. It's not my personal preference. I just don't judge people that do,
So you think it's okay, or is it you just don't judge?
I just don't judge people like that. I'm just.
So do you think it's okay?
If it's okay with the person that's
Or
having
do
the
you
sex.
think it's okay?
I think it's okay if that person thinks it's okay. It's not my personal preference. That's it.
So you don't think it's okay?
Not okay for me, but if somebody else thinks it's okay for them, then that's fine. It's their choice.
Okay.
I just don't judge people for their personal choices. It's their own life.
No, I understand, but you don't think it's right, so why advocate for it?
Not my pussy, not my problem.
Exactly.
Yeah, but why advocate for it?
I mean, I'm not holding up a banner telling people to fucking have unsafe sex and have multiple partners. I'm just saying we live in a free world, freedom of choice. That's it. It's not my personal preference, but a person can do whatever they happy. If that's what makes you happy. But think about it as freedom as religion. I'm not going to judge somebody for having their religion, and I would expect them to judge me for having mine. It's your personal preference.
But don't you think
choice.
someone could be ignorant on a situation they don't know about? Let's say a girl just has is 31 now, and now she has X amount of bodies. We've had a girl come on and had X amount of bodies. And she said, "Yeah, I'm emotionally damaged because I had X amount of bodies." Would you advocate for that?
No, I wouldn't.
That sucks, but that's the reality.
Yeah, but that's the reality.
That sucks. I mean, but
so you shouldn't.
But me personally, that's why I don't do it. I'm not a person that's one to do one night stands at all, because at the end it just makes me feel super unfulfilled and gross. You know what I mean? Disconnected, and I prefer to share my body with a person that I truly have some sort of emotional connection with, and that I've determined I'm okay exchanging energy with them.
Okay.
Don't you think if you judge someone though, they'll do the right thing? Let's say I see a fat guy. Let's say Josh called me fat. What do you think I'm gonna do? Hop in the gym, right? So by you judging someone, they might make the right decision.
Yeah, but I wouldn't expect them to really necessarily take on what I exactly am telling them. It's a lot harder to change people's minds than you think it is.
Okay, I'll ask this. I want to go back to something you said. So you clearly just said that you don't do one night stands, right?
Mm-hmm.
You said that you don't feel fulfilled, and that's just not your thing, right?
Yeah, it's just
okay.
Not my
So
thing.
how is it that you know that that's not the right thing? And I commend you for that, because a lot of girls here don't know that, not here, but in general. But then you can, in the same hand, then turn around and be like, yeah, but you can do whatever you want.
Because
if you
it's
know
not my
something, okay, but if
life,
you know, but if you know something is right and
I
you
know
know
some
something
people
is
that are okay with
wrong,
that,
okay, but that's fine. But if you know, because you could be that one person that can tell your friend, hey, you know what, that's unfulfilling. Like, you probably shouldn't do that. And she could actually be like, you know what, you're right, girl. So what I'm saying is, when you sit here and you tell people, you know what, but it's your life, go ahead and fuck whoever you want on the first night without a condom, do whatever the fuck
I never said
like,
without a
what
condom.
I'm saying, but when you go ahead and say that it's your life, go ahead and do what you want. Like, that's essentially what you're kind of. And here's the thing about women: you guys live in an echo chamber. So women usually take each other's advice. You guys are very easy to influence, right? You guys are very gullible. So I just think if you're, because that's very powerful, the fact that you know that, but why not use that and give people good advice?
Well, I can try to give my friends the advice that I could try to give my friends, like, the advice and like that I would necessarily do, like, hey, I wouldn't do that, but like I necessarily, like, I just think that maybe you shouldn't be out here like fucking like guys you first meet, like you might beat yourself up at the end of it. But at the end of the day, I could tell her that, but she could choose to take my advice or not.
Yeah,
that's kind of my point.
I get that. I get that 100%. But then what happens
So-
is, then a 31, 34-year-old will come on here and she'll be like, I'm 35 years old and I really wish I had a guy, but like, I focus on my career and I was just fucking everybody and I'm just so unfulfilled and I have 2 cats. And yeah, it's a sob story, right? So if, like, your ladies, you guys are all super young right now, you guys are in your prime, right? Your currency is beauty. Why not take these years and build something special with a good guy? Like the way that most women, not you, but the way most women are living, especially here in Miami, is garbage. And it's not conducive to a healthy relationship long term.
No, I agree with that.
I agree with that too, but I feel like everybody needs to be on a certain frequency to be able to attract the people that are meant to be in your life at that time.
Mhm.
So if right now you're not at the point that you're ready or you're not at the same vibration as a person, then you're not going to click. You're going to come across people that are, on the same vibration as you. So if you're going through negative times, you're going to bring up upon people that are going through those same times.
Okay.
So you need to change, the inside to then see a change on the outside too.
Okay.
And
all right, shout out to the chat, man. We'll get to you guys in a second. Onward, you ready to hit the chats, bro?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
All right, Caveman got a chat. He said, is a chick in yellow saying that men and women can fuck the same because they can't? When women have sex, it's emotional. When men have sex, it's like taking a piss.
I just lost like 5 brain cells reading that. So
literally, yeah.
Okay.
It's like taking a piss. Like, what are you fucking saying, my guy? Like,
Hey, shout out. Shout out to
my
Tate.
boy, though, man.
Yeah, we got some more.
But do you understand what he was saying by that? Like, to men having sex it's not like to women having sex is a more emotional thing, right? You want to connect with the guy you're having sex with. I can have sex with someone, and in a sense, it is kind of like taking piss. It doesn't really mean much to me. I've had sex before with women, I kid you not, where I actually didn't even have pleasure. Like, I was just having sex. I was like, damn, this is kind of boring.
Yo, I've done that.
Right?
I thought that was just like
No,
me either,
I've
bro.
done that before. We
But
can
that's
have
meaningless sex.
Yes, and we can
Yeah.
have that. We can have that, but
Yeah.
women
but
typically
does it
can't.
not feel unfulfilling? Like,
Oh, yeah,
does-
to an extent, but hey, I still got needs. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna do it. But like, again, and look, he can laugh, but I'm pretty sure he's done it too.
No, I'm just like it is, that's
I
just
think
funny.
that's just
the
like
conversation. I'm not
normalized,
laughing at you.
but I think like that would be like unfulfilling. Like, even my cousin, like, he was like, yeah, Ariel, like, I'm kind of like sick of the hookup life. Like, I kind of want a girlfriend this year, like, he told me that. So
Okay,
Because
cool.
it gets lonely.
yeah.
All right, any
so-
other super chats, bro? Go ahead.
Yeah, Nas got a super chat. Ladies,
Shout out to Nas.
do you agree that women need a strong man? And why do you think the current culture discourages healthy relationships and masculinity?
That's a good question. I'll let you start off.
I don't think people people discourage healthy relationships.
Really?
I think that's like
What
very
about
much
masculinity?
a praised thing to have a healthy relationship because it's so rare, and like especially in hookup culture where it's like people are looking for this quick gratification. It's like you see a healthy relationship less. So when you do see it, it's like, wow, like they're really doing that. Like, that's impressive.
You don't think there's an attack on masculinity right now, like in our time?
Well, we live in a funny time because also in parallel, like people are becoming more aware of like men's mental health as well. So I think people are quick to judge both genders, but also people are becoming more aware of like male mental health as well, which is a good thing, you know?
You could be a politician.
Thank you.
You don't, because you don't answer the question directly at all. Like, you just like beat around the bush.
Okay.
And they are attacking masculinity. Look at Andrew Tate. That's literally what he preaches, and he's in jail right now. And there's a lot of
Okay, wait, but didn't Andrew Tate like
No, he
actually?
didn't.
Oh
no,
my
he didn't.
gosh.
And here's the
Oh,
thing.
come on,
Here's the-
Andrew
okay,
Tate's
hold
a
on. I would be-
fascist.
I
like,
would-
come on.
I would be willing to bet that you get all your news from TikTok.
No,
You probably get all your news from TikTok.
That's quite an assumption.
Then why'd you say he's
Okay.
a fascist?
What do you
When
mean,
has he
bro?
claimed
He's
he's a
so
fascist?
extreme. He's such a like. He's so
not. Have you
supportive of
watched any
suppressing
interview
women.
that's longer
like,
than 10 minutes?
He actually speaks about protecting women and taking care of women.
He's literally said women are the most beautiful creatures in the world.
Go ahead.
And I die for them.
So when we were talking about
Go ahead and
when
speak
we were
into the mic.
talking about the grape situation, he actually has sound like audio voice messages of him admitting to.
Okay. Did you do your research on that?
I didn't have to do enough.
No, wait. Did you do your research on that?
Or you just hear it?
Yeah.
Or did you just hear it on TikTok?
You went on TikTok
no, it
or
wasn't on
Instagram?
TikTok.
Okay.
It wasn't on
Instagram
TikTok.
Reel.
It wasn't on Instagram.
Okay,
Reel either.
Twitter.
It was on YouTube and it was
Okay.
several videos.
Okay.
And it was reading
Okay.
through the
Now,
messages.
respectfully, did you do your research? Or did you just hear it and say, oh my God, this is the worst thing in the
I'm
world?
not saying that it's true.
Okay.
Because it might not be.
So you didn't do your
You
research.
didn't do your research.
I
Okay.
didn't because
So Andrew Tate, he does like foreplay, right? And this is a thing. If you did your research, you would know. And one of the foreplay things was he actually got in trouble for this because he had like a belt situation
Yeah.
where he was like, the girl was like, yeah, spank me, daddy. You know what I mean? He was like, hey, psh, you know what I mean? And someone took I think a picture got leaked somehow, and they were like, oh, he was hitting women. The women literally came out and said, hey, we were foreplaying. I'm into that. You know what I mean? There's some people that are into all kind of kinks. Look, that's none of my business,
course.
right?
Of
But here's
course.
the thing. Do your research before you start slandering people's names.
No, but it wasn't slander because it's actually his voice.
I know it was
it's
his
a
voice.
kink.
It's a kink. Like
So
that's
you
the thing.
didn't
Like,
do your research. What's our point
have
was.
you ever? I'm not gonna get too much into your, but like,
No,
I've had
but-
women be like, "Yo, choke me, daddy," and I'm
Okay,
like,
but
"Goddamn,"
for
you know what I
a
mean?
guy to tell a girl his kink is grape.
No, the
That-
girl's
that-
kink.
The girls kink. Like some girls like to be dominated. Some girls like to feel like they're being dominated. That's actually a thing. You can look it up. It happens a lot.
I think
Girls
she
like
knows
to be
that.
slapped.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
but here's the thing though. Here's the thing. Most people, men and women, will hear something like that and run with it and say, "Oh, well, now he's a rapist." Like, do your research. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying.
I wasn't saying that he was, but I was saying that it goes back into the conversation of that because
Okay, but when you sit here and say, "Oh, but I heard the voicemails," you understand that you're slandering him because you haven't really done your research. Like that dude's actually fighting for his freedom right now, and they're not really giving him like a fair shake in court.
but he hasn't helped himself in that situation though.
He's
Because
come
of-
out
Wow.
plenty times and said that this was a kink.
The
that this-
girls came out.
the girls have come
Yeah,
out.
the girls came out too. Like all the victims have came out.
No, and I'm not saying that
So
it's,
how hasn't he helped his case?
he hasn't helped his case because he builds his his own character based off of, I wouldn't want to say an alpha male because it's not that, but it's more like dominating a woman 100,000%, and that's unhealthy.
Okay, well that's like 10% of his
Yeah,
content.
but
but okay.
but babe, if she's like into that, like it's kind of like they're both in the same.
Why
playing
isn't she in
field.
jail
Yeah,
though? Why
but
isn't she in
if
jail?
she
I mean,
went-
I don't know enough about the situation
Mhm.
personally, so like
But
I
you
can't
sat
speak on
here
it like
bef-
I know.
But okay, and you're a very intelligent
but-
woman, I can
okay,
tell.
but-
But before you knew what I told you, you sat here and you said the things you said about him, and you didn't even do your research.
that he's like a fascist. Well, I mean, he has a really extreme view of like.
What does fascist mean?
Do you know the definition of fascist?
A fascist is like an extreme like suppressor of women and like yeah, I don't know.
That's what a fascist is? Are
No,
you
there's-
for real?
I-
Like
guys,
no.
Do me a favor, Omar. Look at the
Sorry,
definition
did
of
you really
fascist.
just say that? The
Alright.
I'm sorry,
suppression
I'm
of
sorry,
women.
I'm
So
sorry.
a
Don't-
fascist
stop,
is
stop.
someone who supports or promotes fascism, which means that a system of government led by a dictator who typically rules forcefully and often violently suppresses opposition and criticism, controlling all industry and commerce and promoting nationalism and often racism.
Okay. Thank you for that. Also, just to end that, like I said, it's okay for you to feel the way you feel, but I would suggest do your research before you sit here and talk bad about a guy that.
I mean, I wasn't
No,
talking
very
about the
true.
situation.
Yeah, but you just called him a fascist.
And also, like I've actually, him and I used to work for a podcast where he would actually come into the podcast and we would be there. So trust me, we met him in person. So, like I said, and even if it was true, because I have 4 sisters, which I
Yeah.
love my sisters. I love my sisters. Trust me, like I'm all for women. I don't have any brothers. I have 4 sisters, and I love them to death. But the truth is that, like, you saying stuff like that without you doing your research, it sounds very ignorant, and you're not an ignorant person.
All right, fine, guys. I apologize.
All right. Do we have any other super chats, bro? Chat. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and super chat.
Like, fuck.
David Jones, ladies, should family court favor the mother?
Good question. Repeat it again. I don't think they heard it.
Ladies, should family court favor the mother?
I'll let you start off. Go ahead.
So in family court, usually it is favored by the mother, always.
Should it
And
though? Should it favor the mother?
I'm getting there.
Okay, go
I'm
ahead.
getting there.
All right.
Usually because that's the person that is responsible from the very beginning, and especially in Florida. So in the state of Florida, for the father to get full custody, it's very difficult because it's always given to the mother. So to get to the point of the question,
Mhm.
if it's between giving custody to the dad or to the mom, it would just depend on who's more fit to take care of that child and
Mhm.
who's actually going to give them the care and the nurturing that they need to not fuck them up for the future.
Okay. So do you agree that it should favor the mother? Yes or no?
I think that it just depends.
Yes or no? Do you think that the court should favor the mother? Yes or no?
I guess, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What about you? Do you think the court should favor the mother? Yes or no?
To be honest,
Speak into the mic, please.
sorry. To be honest, no. I just think whoever is more on track in life should get the baby. That's all. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter about gender. It matters about how grown up you are in a sense of the world, not
How ready you are.
exactly. If you're ready for a child, you're ready.
Okay. What about you?
It should go to whoever's the most fit to be a parent. You know what I mean? If mom is being abusive, dad isn't, it should go to dad. If
Okay.
dad is being abusive, mom isn't, it should go to mom.
Who does it usually favor?
I think my mom worked in child care services, and there was a lot of situations where if both parents weren't fit, they took them away, period, from both
Generally,
parents.
normally, who does it usually favor, men or women?
I think they're taken away first.
I just
and
don't
then-
understand why
The best
it's so hard.
politician. The best.
Yes, you jump around and skip around the
because
questions.
they take them away from both before they make a
I
mutual
said generally,
agreement.
overall,
for most situations.
majority of
On
situations.
a balance of probabilities, who would it go to?
I guess it would go to the women,
Ding.
but
What?
they have to investigate first. They can't just give it off rip to the mom, and they never just off rip give it to the mom.
It happens like that though.
No,
A
it
lot.
doesn't.
Yes, it
No, it
does.
doesn't.
No,
It goes.
doesn't.
It
No,
goes
it
to
doesn't.
child court. It goes
It
to
doesn't,
Yes.
because
Okay.
It
they
goes
take
through
them
a whole
straight to
foster
process.
care.
They take them straight
This
to
I could
foster
actually
care.
speak on because I have a cousin and she actually lost her mom. So her father wasn't fit to be a father, but
Okay.
he had to go through a whole process to become clean, become ready to be a father.
Okay.
And that was not an easy process. I even had to do fingerprints to be able to be around that child. So they do put that child in foster care until they decide what parent.
Speaking
is
to the mic,
ready.
please.
Until they decide what parent is truly fit.
Josh, what do you think about that, bro?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, the whole court system definitely favors the mothers, especially in Western society. And yes, of course, yes. Who is ever most if the mom's a fucking crackhead, you don't want the child raised by the fucking crackhead.
Exactly.
You know, if the dad's a fucking crackhead, you don't want the child raised by the crackhead. So if they're both, then yeah, same thing, right? But yes, definitely on a balance probabilities, the court system overall, I think in the Western world favors women 100% of the time.
And there's a reason why it favors women.
But
though.
there's also a reason why they do home visitation for both parents before they decide who to give it to.
Okay.
Right, I understand that. I'm just
So
saying on
it
a balance of
doesn't just,
probabilities.
oh, you know, it's the mom. She's a woman, so we're just gonna assume she's a more fit person. It doesn't work that way.
Right.
I feel like it's more sympathetic toward women though, more than anything.
Definitely. Nobody wants to hurt a woman. You
Because
said it
no
yourself.
one wants to take a child away from their mom.
The mom is the
but
nurturer.
Still, if she's not fit to do it, like they're gonna take her
Okay,
away.
we
and
agree
they're
with
gonna
you.
make
We
her
agree with
prove
you.
herself.
Okay,
We
how about
agree
this? How
with
about
you.
this? How about this? I'm gonna.
I agree.
Okay, how about this?
We're
ladies?
all in agreement.
I'll ask the panel a question and we can go around. Please don't jump and skip and jump rope around it. Just give me a one or two answer, okay? Who most likely would raise a better child? A father, a single father, or a single mother? And we'll start off with you and we'll work our way around. Go ahead.
I think a single father.
A single father? Okay. What about you?
I can't really put my input in this at all. I'm sorry.
Okay, just give us one or the other. Seriously, it's like 50-50. Just pick one.
It just depends, but to be honest, maybe a mother, because I don't think men are kind of childish when it comes to everything. So I think,
I feel like men are honest though.
Okay.
yeah, they're honest. But
Okay, I
they-
love that you guys feel, but what about you?
I mean, I was raised by a single mom with my brother, and she did, in my opinion, an amazing job with both of us. She made us both like hustlers, both very strong-minded people.
I literally said
made
before
us
I
both very
asked.
positive people. So
I literally said just pick
but
one.
I'm saying because my answer is biased, I'm very happy that I was raised by my single mom, because my dad he had a lot in his mind like going on and was a little bit more self-focused versus his children.
Okay.
So based off of my own bias, I would say probably, a mom.
Okay, but I
Okay,
didn't ask you based on your own bias. I asked you in general, who would raise a better child, a
But
single
all
mother or a
answers are based off of personal
I
bias.
said in general. I'm not. I didn't ask you for your
Not if
personal
you have the
experience.
data.
Yeah, I'm speaking in general. Who do you think would put your bias aside? Who do you think would raise a better child, a single mother or a single father?
I think a single mother, just because she carried that person inside of her, where she's gonna go like to her wits end to like unbelievable like distances to make sure her kid is like okay.
Okay.
You know?
Josh, what do you think about that, bro?
The data shows a single father.
Okay. Wow. Interesting. Can you elaborate on that, Josh?
Yeah, so I come from a fatherless home for the majority of my life. And the data shows that we're more likely to be incarcerated by X amount of times. I'm sure Anwar can pull up the stats. We're more likely to fail school. We're more likely to commit murder. We're more likely to commit sue. We're more likely to basically fail in life overall, which is why it's such a feat if you can actually succeed, which I touched on last night. But yeah, so that's kind of what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I agree. I was raised by a single mother, but I didn't get any discipline until I went to the military. Because you get discipline from a father, that the father is going to be the one that's more rough. He's going to say, you get it out the mud, you work for it. He's going to push you around. If you get injured, get back up. The mom is going to be more nurturing. Oh no, sweetie, no, just Band-Aid. No, nah.
I feel like
Of course, best case
toughness.
scenario is to have a family unit. That's best case scenario. Like later on, my dad came in to my life in a much more supportive form, and I'm also grateful that I had that as well. You know what I mean? That's of course best case scenario.
Right. Don't get me wrong. I have a goddess of a mother, like amazing mother, and she did a fucking exceptional job with
Same.
me.
Mhm.
But 99.9% of people's mothers are not her.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
like I have an exceptionally
And notice
beautiful
he had
father and mother.
Notice
like,
that he had a beautiful mother that raised him and did a great job raising him, but he still chose God because he put his bias to the side. Right? You can that's okay. You had a great experience with your mother, but generally we're talking about majority dads do a better job of raising the kid. Okay.
But like, where are the statistics that prove that this child was raised better?
Anwar,
by
can you
mom
do
or
me a favor,
dad?
bro, and
Because I would like to
and
see
Google
the
some statistics
first.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do
Just
that.
real quick, we
Because
wouldn't
based
say
off
these
of who did a
things
better job on a child.
just for
Here's
no
the thing,
reason.
bro, because it doesn't matter what we say, bro. It's about how she feels. So
That's why I want to see the
yeah,
statistics.
no, he's gonna pull them up for you. Yeah, he'll pull them up from you.
So you think we just come on live and sound like dumbasses?
I'm not accusing you of anything. I just want to see them for
no, I
myself.
understand.
That's
You're
fine,
not
but this
teaching
is
you
us
don't have to be
but this
condescending.
is
I'm
also
just
kind of
saying.
logical, right? Like
condescending to ourselves.
let's be honest. Like, who's more disciplined, the mother or the
But
father?
Wait a minute. At the end of the day, we have to take into account that mothers always take the son like they always treat them like the baby. It doesn't
Correct.
matter.
I agree.
You're
When a
proving our
mother
point.
has
You're
a-
proving our point. Go ahead.
Exactly. When a mother has a daughter and a son, they're always gonna treat the daughter like shit, and they're always gonna treat the son way like a baby, like a
Yeah,
fucking baby.
Exactly. So which one do you
Exactly.
think would be better in a society?
What
would
was
operate
what was
better
the
in
point you were trying to
society?
make? What was the point you were trying to make?
I wasn't trying to make a point. I was just trying to say the fact that women are always gonna treat sons and
Okay.
men
My question:
like
who
babies.
do you think would operate better in society?
Men always. It's a man's world, like she said.
Guys, we're getting off
also,
topic.
I
Go
also
ahead.
think though, like if I was raised as like by my dad all the time, if I lived with my dad all the time, I think he would have been quite forgetful, like with a lot of situations, and he also like would have been a bit too controlling and like not
That's
like
good.
me myself as an artist, he wouldn't have like allowed me to fully like explore like
That's
my
great, but I
artistic
would
world and everything.
sacrifice
He would have been
you
too afraid
because
for
look,
me to
I've
be
seen your
alone in
Instagram. You're a
art
really good artist,
spaces.
right? You're a really good artist. I've seen your Instagram, but I would sacrifice your artistic talents for you not thinking like a hoe. So I would make that
What
trade
does my
so
artistic
easily
talent have
because
anything to do
most
with
men
acting like a hoe?
because most and I didn't say you act like a hoe, but the fact that you're encouraging the fact that women can sleep with whoever the fuck they want on the
I
first
never
night.
said that.
You said that at the
So,
beginning of the show.
I'm saying that people are
All
entitled
I'm
to their
saying is
own
that
choices.
okay, that's fine. But all I'm saying is that typically women that are raised with their fathers don't have that mentality.
No, that's not true. I was raised by my
You're
father.
speaking about the minority. I'm talking about the majority. Anwar, can you do me a favor, bro, and pull those up?
There's tons of stats.
Can I give an opinion?
Go ahead.
I feel like men do a better job just because they know exactly kind of it's more logical thinking.
Financially, yeah.
Financially, but it's more logical because women think based off of emotion. So like just like how you said that a mother would go to the ends of the earth to protect their daughter, my father would do the same. I know that my father would kill someone for me if that were the case. But they also put you onto game that a woman could never, because my dad told me things that my mom wouldn't tell me because she was too soft with me. But my dad was honest and told me, look, this is what this is what this is. Know the difference.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, that's why, of course, having both is always the best.
All right,
you know,
so it looks like
best case
Anwar
scenario.
looks like I appreciate that. Looks like Anwar went ahead and found some facts. Chat, do me a favor. If you want to chime in, man, go ahead and super chat. And we'll read your super chats too. Go ahead, bro.
All right. The report, The Lancet Public Health, confirms the fact, citing findings that single moms have a greater risk of mortality, poor self-rated health and mental health, higher levels of physiological distress, and generally lower socioeconomic status than partner mothers. I mean, I can pull up more.
Yeah, I mean, just in general, like with the statistics of a child, bro. Like we're talking about the statistics of a child, not the mother. But just overall, like it's.
All right. I mean, we can pull this right here.
I was just curious because I feel like that would be like.
Hold on. Here's the thing that I don't like about you, right? You sat here and you ask for facts, and then while he's reading the facts, you're not even paying attention.
No,
You're reaching for
I'm
a
listening.
vape.
I'm listening.
You're literally reaching for a vape while he's reading the facts.
Everything that he's saying.
Go ahead, bro.
Studies show that children in single father families are about as well as children in single. Okay.
Exactly
Although there are
same.
differences, we can open it.
Everybody's gonna have their
Single
own point
father
of view.
families are better off financially than single mother families. Single fathers are more likely to be cohabitating. Single fathers are most likely to be okay. That's just a stat. It's look, with a few possible exceptions, the children of single fathers do about as well in terms of internalizing behavior. However, children of single fathers appear to be more like okay. That's a con.
We should have just looked up statistics like
yeah,
like kids with single mothers are more likely to go to fucking prison. They're more likely to go to school and do shootings.
All right, okay, I'm sorry for that.
Okay. What? I'm sorry?
That chart that they showed.
No, this is the most important parts. We're talking about.
There's always important parts, but you're looking at.
I don't give a fuck about emotions. I don't care about feelings. I'm talking about the stuff that matters. Like kids that go to school and do shootings. Those are single mother kids. Those are yes, they are. Yes, they are, bro.
There's men that raise emotionally unavailable children.
Yes, but that is the minority.
Overly emotional kids are the worst. They're the ones who make all the bad decisions. Those are the ones
And
who
the
end up in
ones
jail.
that-
No,
the ones
listen.
that keep up
They're the
their-
ones that
their
end up in
feelings?
jail. 70% of incarcerated men come from.
But moms
single.
are perfectly capable of teaching their kid, don't let your feelings cloud your judgment.
No, because you guys are all fucking emotional.
No, it's not even
You
about.
don't know what
Everybody has
going on.
emotions. Everybody has emotions.
Yes, but women are more emotional. Women are
but
more
that
emotional.
doesn't mean mom is gonna be like, oh, let your feelings cloud your judgment.
They're not gonna tell them to, but naturally they're going to do it.
Point blank period, men and women are always going to have different point of views. Men are going to raise their children way different than women are going to raise their
All right,
children. And when they're fucking
But
together,
that's
it's way different.
But that's why it goes together, though. That's why
Exactly.
it's
That's
a
why they're
better
supposed to be
unit
together.
to raise a child with both, because where the woman has the feminine part, the man has the masculine part. So it's a unit. It's not just you raising somebody alone or a father raising someone alone. That's actually a family, and that's the goal. So not everybody gets that, and it's unfortunate, but that ultimately would be.
Okay, but can we agree
It's
that from the man,
case.
from the man's point of view, he gives the logical raising of the child. From the woman, it's the emotional.
But at the end of the day, men raise
Yeah.
their children to be emotionally unavailable. Always.
Okay,
But it's like I
what
don't
does
want to
that
box.
mean?
I don't want to
Can
box
you- hold
either
on.
one of them in.
Can
that
you
way.
repeat that? Can you repeat that, please?
Men raise their children to be emotionally unavailable, to stuff their emotions all the way down, just leave them alone.
That's not true.
That's not true.
What did you? Who said it? I don't know
Faith,
who
you're
said
so
it,
right.
but they said something about men have to handle it or men have to deal with it.
That's how society works. There's a saying, take it like a man. There's not
Take
a
it
saying,
like a man. Take
woman.
it like
Yes.
a man. Exactly.
But that's not
But
by
don't you
choice.
think
But
te-
men go through a. I
telling
mean,
your
women
son
go through a
constantly,
lot
yeah.
of things as well. Women have to go through periods, and we have to deal with it through school, through a whole bunch of stuff, through work, and we have to act like everything's okay. Periods hurt. The same thing as childbirth. Childbirth has to go quick and
Yeah,
easy.
I'm sorry that
and
now
that's it.
I'm sorry that we're not the same, but that's not our fault.
Exactly. We're not the same.
Okay.
Nobody is the same. But in the terms of humanity, we're all the same.
Wait.
If we think about rules and logic together, we're all the same. We have to think about it the same way. Because if we don't, then what are we?
Okay.
Well, look,
Men and women.
Like there's a lot of men that like
fuck?
would never ever show their vulnerability like to their dad and never feel comfortable crying in front of their dad.
That's good.
Even though they feel like they do need to cry and like it's healthy to cry sometimes.
Well,
It's
why
like get
do
a
you-
good cry in.
Well, it's how you were
like-
raised. It's how you were raised. If you were raised by an emotionally intelligent man, it wouldn't be that way because
Yeah.
he would let you
course.
know that's okay.
But how
Yeah.
hard
You know what I
is
mean?
that
Like
to
when I have a
find?
son, when I have a daughter, it's like, yo, it's good. Like this is life. This is part of it, but it's not about feeling it. That's the problem. It's about overcoming it. That's what you
Yeah.
have to worry about. Okay, cool. You felt it. Like let it all out, cry it out, listen to the music, whatever you
Yeah.
gotta do. Don't use substances to deal with it. Go into yourself, do a passion, do art, make music, whatever. That's how I dealt with it. That was a healthy way. It wasn't like I
Mhm.
was out there drinking and using drugs and everything like that, like most people in this fucking room. So I would teach my children how to do that. I would teach my children how to be emotionally stable, how to be emotionally intelligent from day one, so they could open up to me the entire time
Yeah.
of their entire life. So it wouldn't be, oh, I'm gonna go out and drink and get drunk and do this and hang out with these fucking stupid people and fuck myself up. No, it's gonna be like, no, sit down. You're gonna sit down with me, your father, because I care about you, and I'm gonna teach you how to go through this shit because I went through it.
Mhm.
That it's that simple. And there's been a lot of generalizations the whole time. Generalizations are the epitome of ignorance, and that's the problem with the world today. A single mother can do an amazing job. She did with me. A single father can do an amazing job. I've seen that as well.
Yeah.
It's just who is the individual?
But
Who
that-
is the
that's-
individual? Because I
that's-
believe
I agree
if I
with
was a
that.
single father, I'm going to be the exact example that I would want my daughter to find.
Mhm.
And I'm going to be the exact example that I would want my son to become.
Mhm.
And the single mother, it's like, okay, boom. Then you better be that woman that you want your son to find and be that woman that you want your daughter to be too. And there's just people in general are not upstanding individuals, unfortunately, in this world. They lie, they cheat, they steal, and they backstab people, they whatever. Like nobody's perfect. I'm not saying I'm perfect either. But point being is that, like I said, generalizations are the epitome of ignorance, and that's what fucks up this world, and that's what fucks up conversations, and that's what fucks up emotional maturity, emotional intelligence, and everything across the board.
That's exactly why I'm trying to say it's so case by case. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to sit here and say, oh, well, mom, do a better job, or well, dad, do it. It's like it's so case by case, you know, and
It's
that's
not,
why
though.
you can't
It's
put
not,
people
though.
in boxes.
It's not case by case.
It's just reading the data. What does
Yeah,
it
I think
say at the
right.
end of the
I'm
day?
in agreement with the data, right? Like I'm in complete agreement, and there will always be outliers. That's my point. There's always going to be outliers in every single statistic you can find anywhere on the face of the planet. There's always going to be an outlier. There's always going to be somebody stage 4 terminal cancer that's going to make it through when they had 1% chance, right? They're going to be an outlier, and 99% of people don't make it through. Whatever. Same thing with these things. There's always going to be outliers. Like my mother, my situation was a big outlier. But that's on a bounce probabilities. That's not typical, and I understand that, you know. And I was just blessed to have that. But yeah, so I hear you, but at the same time, the data just really does. Like, I don't know. I would rather deal with the problems of having a single father if that's, oh, I'm a little cold. Oh no, I have high standards of what I need to become, rather than the problems and the data that shows like, okay, yeah, 70% of men that are incarcerated are single father homes. Like that's not a coincidence. You know what I mean? So yeah.
All right, cool, man. Any other super chats?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Let's read them.
Let's see.
Shout out to the chat, man. You
Shout
guys
out
have
to
been
the
super
chat.
patient.
Captain has another question.
Go ahead.
So his English isn't too good in this question. I do better question for the girl in yellow. You said earlier that men and women can do the same things. If that was the case, why don't you see more women doing construction or physically demanding jobs?
Nobody's to say that they can't do it. If they want to do it, they can do it.
Are you gonna do it as
I know
efficient?
chicks that are fucking ripped.
Are you gonna do it as efficiently in those those ripped chicks still won't beat a guy up in a physical fight. But you think those women could still do it efficiently?
Probably not necessarily, like, to be honest. You know what I mean? I feel like you guys keep putting me in this position where it's like
You put
I'm
yourself in
saying
that
such
position.
a black and white thing when it's like so like I
You
just see
just
things
said
so
that.
case by
You
case.
literally just said a girl.
No, like they're perfectly capable of working the same jobs, of course.
But you're not gonna do it as efficient.
I mean, if it comes to something that's like so physically demanding, probably men would be better at it.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
But when I'm saying like, okay, an office job, like if a chick outsmarts a man, like, and she's more, you know, like she has more of the merits to do it, then she should properly get the job before him. You know what I mean? Like that's what it is. We all have like equal capability of doing the things that we really want to do it. If there's a will, there's a way.
Okay. Shout out
got
to the
some
chat,
more.
man. Yo, only read super chats from now on, bro. We're not gonna read the regular chat. So go ahead.
Ladies, this is from Kish. If you were a man, how would you become a successful man? Men, if you were women, how would you become a successful female?
Good fucking question, man.
Shout out to Kish.
Damn.
Let's go ahead and start with you.
Yeah, that was
With myself?
Yes.
deep thinker.
If I were a man, I'd probably try to utilize my resources as best as possible. I would definitely just try to get my merits up because, you know, there's a lot of people that they try to go into things and like I just think if you want to do something, you want to be successful, you have to know what the fuck you're talking about. You know what I mean? You can't go into a room just spitballing. Like you have to know what you're talking about. And I think that studying what you really want to do is the most important. Number one, knowing how to utilize your resources and knowing how to save your money, knowing how to like invest. Like that's the way to become a successful person, knowing how to communicate efficiently, knowing how to be a leader of a team. You know, those are all things that goes into being a successful person, period.
Okay. What about you?
A successful man.
Speaking to the mic,
Mike.
please.
Sorry.
Jesus.
I just think, start a business from the top up. I mean, from the bottom up. And then you go from there. It's the same thing as a woman. If you start from the bottom, you start from the bottom.
Word.
Wow, that was very deep.
Deep.
What about you?
So for me to become a successful man, if I had that opportunity, what I would do is number one, try to be as educated as I can, because that'll get you a long way. And then number two would be to take that education and become a business entrepreneur.
Okay. That's very profound. All right, let's answer this question for the men. If we were a woman, hypothetically, how would we become successful? I'll let you start, Basil.
How would I become successful as a woman? I would learn how to. First of all, I would work out. As a woman, I would learn how to cook, clean. I would learn how to provide value to, in different ways. So when I finally find that man, I want to be a virgin still, by the way. When I find that right man, I can give myself to that right. I give myself to that right man. He's gonna stick with me for the rest of my life.
Okay.
So all success is attributed to winning a man for a woman in your eyes.
I mean, yeah, kind of, because most women want to get
happy.
married, right?
If I'm a woman, I want to be happy, right?
Look, y'all care about our
Marriage,
success.
kids.
We don't care about
men.
yours.
Marriage,
not
kids.
the complete happiness, but yeah, a large part of it.
You could be a boss babe, and you're not gonna have a woman. I mean, you're not gonna have a man. You're not gonna have kids. So what's gonna happen? You're not gonna be happy.
There's plenty of boss babes that have
There's
amazing supportive husbands and successful children.
Yeah, they're betas. They're weak men. They're the guys.
cheat on them.
They're the guys like Dwayne Wade that their kids are turning into fucking the opposite sex.
Okay.
So,
and like, what's to your point?
What's wrong with opposite sex?
There's a lot wrong with that. We're not gonna get into that because I've already got dragged on TikTok for that shit. Okay, cool. What about you, Josh? What do you think? What would you do if you were a woman to become successful?
I would stay beautiful, submissive, cooperative, and yeah, I mean, I would have the magic wand since puberty hit, and I'd make that my best friend, and I wouldn't. I would be very, very. I'd be a stickler on like letting anybody do anything with me, and I would find somebody like me and make me love him. So yeah, or make him love me. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Like there is men out there like me. I've just seen, on a bounce of probabilities what y'all do, and I've seen y'all do the most heinous shit. Like I'm that motherfucking guy that sees it all behind the scenes. That because I can really get it all. So I'm just the point being is that like I know how fucked up y'all can be,
Yeah,
I know. You know what
y'all
I mean?
move, y'all move
I
weird,
really-
y'all move crazy.
I
Oh,
really
shit.
know.
But
you
if a
know,
woman
and
can't be,
and don't worry,
if a
it's
woman
don't
wants
worry.
to be
Wait,
successful,
wait.
why
Let
can't
me
she
finish.
build her
Let me
Let him
business?
speak. Let me
finish.
speak. And don't worry, I don't share your secrets. I won't go on this podcast and say nothing, but you know, it's just like it's men like me see shit at a different level. We're at an eagle eye view because we see the whole play being ran, and we see what happens when you're away from your dudes. We see what happens when you're away from them.
Yep.
We know, like we know, and then oh yeah, your homegirl's hot. It's just different from this angle. It's different, and that's why like. I peep game. I see all the red flags. Like I'm not gonna be an asshole about it. It is what it is. Cool. You want to have a fun night? Okay, maybe. But you get my point. Like I see shit from a different angle. So when I see something show up that I know is real, I know it's real because I've seen all the fake before. I know all the things to look for. So you could find a man like me. That's what I would do. I would find a man like me and be like, you know what? I'm gonna make him fall in love with me, and I don't care what it takes. I know what kind of life he's living. I know what he's doing. I know who he is. Whatever. I'm gonna make him fall in love with me. I'm gonna be different. I'm gonna try to be different as best as I can. I'm gonna just be the baddest fucking bitch out here, but still at the same time respect the fuck out of myself and not have the bullshit everywhere. And you know what I mean? Like,
So what about if you're the baddest bitch in the world? You work out, you win this man, then the fucking guy cheats on you, and then you leave him and you're flat broke because you didn't build your own success.
well, that's part of it.
Don't you think it's important for a woman to build her own success, to use her resources, to use her education to her advantage, so that in case anything happens to her, she can fall and take care of herself?
Yeah, I see that. That's a real problem, and that's why you have to understand the game just as much. You have to understand the man you're getting involved with, right? And a lot of women they get bitter and cold because they got involved with what they thought was the right man. And then next thing you know, some crazy shit pops off and they find out he's not that. So you guys have to be very, very, your intuition is bar none. Your intuition is greater than the average man's for sure.
That's a fact.
You guys know when it's real and when it's not.
Yeah.
It's just what are you going to accept? What are you going to accept? Are you going to accept the day you find out he's actually just a little bitch boy that's, doing all this heinous shit? Then okay, cool. Then fucking leave him. But you have to vet a man. You have to vet him. You have to be in his life. Like, yeah, make him wait. If that's the case, like you want him to fall in love with you, like, yeah, make him wait. But at the same time, like, make sure you weren't a hoe before that. Cause then it's like, well, you're a changed woman all of a sudden. You're enlightened.
But
you know what I
I
mean?
think they're just very narrow-minded to attribute what a woman's success is winning over a man. Like there's plenty of incredible, extremely successful women out there that you guys aren't giving credit for.
I think a part of a man's success
how about
is
this?
winning an amazing woman.
Name
too.
3 of them.
So
I mean, like, look at fucking Beyonce.
Okay,
and
name
shit.
3.
Look,
Name 3.
Look at the
She
prime
gets cheated
minister.
on.
Look at the prime minister of Germany as a woman.
Okay, name 3.
I mean, there's so many women. I mean,
Just
look at
3. Just I know there's
mean,
so many, but
there's
just name 3.
There's also Michelle Obama, which yes, her husband was Barack Obama, but on her own merits was very successful
She was
by herself.
She's successful off the back of her husband. I said name 3. So
There's also
Michelle Obama. Who else?
The prime minister of Germany.
What's her name?
I don't know.
Okay. And who else?
And then when it comes,
Don't worry. Take your time. There's a lot of them out there. You said. I'll wait.
I mean, but can it be a musician or something?
It
Like,
could be
could I
anybody
say-
you want. You said there was a lot, but you're struggling to name
There's
3.
also Cindy Sherman, who's an extremely successful artist who is in the MoMA. She's in the Rubel Family Collection, and she's on her own merits as an independent artist.
Okay.
So that's 3 women of 3 different fields.
Those are outliers. There's a very small minority, and they all probably get cheated on, especially Beyonce. We already know she gets cheated on. And by many standards, you guys consider her the baddest chick on the planet. So, yeah. We have any other super chats, bro? And bro, my
But
stream deck
before
is not
Jay-Z,
working.
my point
by the
is
way.
that she was successful on her own. Like,
Yeah, she
didn't
was, but it
necessarily
took
need
Jay-Z
him.
to take her to that level, if we're being honest. Yeah, and you can sit here and like bite your nails or whatever you're doing over here, but that's a fact. Beyonce was not bigger than she is now without Jay-Z. She got big because of Jay-Z. When they did Crazy in Love, that soundtrack actually took off. That shit put her on the map. Like, she was already in a group, but that put her on the map as a single artist, right? Because he was a feature on that song.
I also work for a female-owned corporation who my boss, the CEO of the company, is a woman, and she built that business from the ground up. She's gorgeous. She has everything going for her. She's incredibly smart.
Okay.
She's such a hot bitch that people don't even honestly expect her to know what the fuck she's talking about. But when she does, she lays people flat on the ground because she's so brilliant.
Okay.
Women are completely capable of being there. And she'll have no problem getting a man.
Really?
Has she got
so
one?
why is she single?
I'm not gonna speak on her.
Oh Lord.
That's
Oh,
her.
okay.
That's I don't know my
Yo,
boss's
why the
personal
fuck is my
choice.
stream not working so I can use these sound effects, bro? Because like you sit here and you build her up, but like she's single and you just said she
But
would have
I
no.
can't speak. I'm not gonna speak about
Okay.
that. That's completely like this is my job. I'm not fucking around
Okay.
with my
So-
job.
so
I'm
what's
saying
a-
that I respect
But
her.
okay.
What's a
extremely as
successful woman to
CEO.
you? What's a successful woman to you?
I think a successful woman to me is somebody that can take care of herself in the sense where if she wants to get up and do what she wants and build on her dreams, like she can very well do that without having to rely on another person. You know what I mean?
So the end goal isn't to be happy.
No, of course the happiness is part of it, but it's like for me, like one of my end goals is like part of my success is like when I know I can take care of my trip by myself and I can do this by myself and I can start a business all by myself. Like I would know that I'm truly
And you
successful
wanna
in that
be
sense
by
without having
yourself.
to rely on a person. But also, I mean, it's stupid to think that it has to be always you. Like also an intelligent person would go and look for investors for their business and things like that. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's always a team effort, but it takes a special kind of woman to put herself in the chamber of lions to like put herself out there and get those investors. You know what I mean? Because unfortunately women aren't always taken seriously, but
Okay.
when we are, it really does stand out and they hold a lot of power in their hands. You know what I mean?
Ariel, right?
Yeah.
You're very intelligent. I'll give you that.
you.
Can I answer the question? Because I never got to answer it. Is that cool? If I was a woman, I would recognize that my currency is beauty. So I would try to make myself as attractive as I possibly could without doing BBLs or boob jobs. I'd probably hit the gym. And I definitely wouldn't be fucking people on the first night, like you said. I had the freedom to do. And yeah, I would still try to find a guy that let me work on the side, but I think I'd cater straight to him and worry about my family because I don't think that being a boss bitch is actually conducive to being happy. I think that being a family unit is what truly is happy, and I probably would have a better chance at having a happy family, being submissive to a good guy if I vetted him correctly, right? And yeah, I think that's what I would do if I was a woman to be successful. I really would not care about being a CEO or owning my own business or building it from the ground up, like you just said. That doesn't matter to me, but that's just me. I know I'm different, and that's just how I feel.
There's a lot of women that aren't happy being submissive, being stay at home though.
Because they chose the wrong guy. That's still their choice, right? But
Okay,
see, here's
but
the
how do you
thing:
find the
you
right
sit
guy?
here and you talk about the outliers, but you don't hold women to accountability. Like women choose who they can be with too, right? A lot of women are out here choosing the wrong men. True or false?
True. A lot of men are actually picking
Oh
the
my
wrong women
God.
too.
Okay, all
And
right,
a
cool.
lot
I
of
mean,
men
I
are
So
agree,
I
I
understand.
agree,
I
but,
understand
like-
that you want to sit here and
But if-
argue.
I'm not. I don't want to sit here and argue.
But
It's just I
I'm
think
speak-
you guys
I'm-
are.
I'm-
I think
I'm-
you guys are being too narrow-minded. in
No,
my
no. I'm
opinion,
speaking
truly.
facts, and you just don't want to agree with them.
No, I've given you guys like your credit where I was like, okay, yeah, you guys like
Okay.
you guys.
I think
proved
we've
me
given
wrong.
you your credit too.
You guys proved me wrong, like in certain parts, and where I agreed, and I said, okay, like I stand corrected. You know what I mean? But I just don't think. I think you guys are just putting like women too much in boxes, and like you can't sit there and say, well, I know that this is gonna make a woman happy. Like this
Okay.
is what's gonna define her as happiness is her getting into a family unit and being a stay at home, like because there's a lot of women that like they take so much pleasure off seeing something that they built and they're so proud of themselves.
They
for it.
created a child inside them, and that I think is the best pleasure a woman could ever
And what
have.
about
Is
the
seeing a
women
child.
that don't want
All
to
right,
have
cool. I
children?
can't finish
There's
a
women that
sentence.
don't-
Thank you.
Sorry, I'm
No,
sorry.
you're good. Go ahead.
Talk.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I just said, what about the women that don't want to have children?
Okay, but
I mean, yeah. I mean, I think it's up to you, right? Go ahead, but I think it's like in your biology to want to have children. It's in my biology to want to have children.
what
I think
about
it will
the-
make cool. Can I finish a fucking sentence?
I'm sorry.
Bro, it's been like the whole night. Like that's why I stopped talking, bro. Like
Thank
I
you.
can't.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Am I good?
Go.
Can I go? Okay.
Go.
I don't want to say nothing. No, you're good.
all right, cool. Look, I appreciate you agreeing when you're not right. That takes balls, no pun intended. But yeah, like I said, I have 4 sisters, 4 lovely sisters, and all of them have kids, and to them, that's their happiness. And I think for most women, that's their happiness. And there's a reason why these boss babes that you guys admire and look up to, when they have kids, they almost always choose to stay home and not go to work, because there is something that happens when a woman has a kid that they just completely fall in love with that kid, you know what, work just doesn't seem that important anymore. You know what I mean? But you don't have any kids, so you probably haven't experienced that yet, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have children. I don't know what that feels
Also,
like.
87% of women have children.
Yeah.
Wait, don't y'all think you'll be sad growing up? I mean, like, you know, getting old and all your friends have.
No, it doesn't matter.
I never said I didn't want to have children.
No.
Like, I want to be a successful person and have children.
Okay, so do you understand that you want to be successful, correct? So you're going to make a certain amount of money, correct? So you're not going to date down, correct?
I suppose not.
You're still young enough.
So now you have a small pool of men that you.
No,
could
I would
get,
want
right?
I would want like a team. I would want like someone that can team up with me and make a brilliant, amazing little being. You know what I mean?
But you have a small pool of guys now, right?
I mean, I have a boyfriend. I have an amazing partner who's very supportive of me. So
This is just for the situation.
like if you're a successful woman, you have a smaller pool.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes, but that's not a bad thing.
It's harder to
That's
find.
that is a bad
So
thing.
hold on. So that's smarter.
No, it's not.
How is it
because,
not?
because when you do find a person, then it's gonna be like that much better.
Okay, how about this?
Like that's where
Beyonce.
being
If
selective
Beyonce-
comes into
if-
play.
if
It's important to be
Beyonce-
selective.
If Beyonce and Jay-Z break up, who the fuck is she gonna date?
I mean, fuck. I mean, that's like, fuck.
Fuck, right? I'm saying. I mean, like, you know.
That's why she didn't leave him after he cheated, because she understands what she has.
Yeah.
So you get the point
Together,
I
they're
was making?
billionaires. I mean,
That-
you wouldn't
that-
leave her either, though.
He could leave her and be okay.
It'd be
He
okay
cheated on
though.
her.
He's fucking other girls.
Yeah, well, why didn't he leave her then?
Because he's still probably emotionally attached to her. A man could fuck other girls and it just be pure physical.
And their finances together are much more than apart.
No, together they're billionaires. Like that's why they stay together.
I don't think
Yeah.
Jay-Z cares.
Okay, but then he wouldn't have stayed with her.
He's
himself.
staying with her because
Okay,
he
how about
fucks
this?
with her.
Do you think if Beyonce cheats on Jay-Z, do you think they stay together? Yes or no?
Probably not, because
Oh,
men want to do
okay.
whatever the fuck they want
Okay,
and then
that's
reprimand the
interesting.
chick when she does it.
Okay, that's very
I
interesting.
mean, you're a slut if you go cheat. If you go fuck another
Both
guy,
of them
you're
are
a
sluts
slut.
if they go cheat.
No, that's
Sorry,
not true.
they're
No, that's
both
not
being
true.
mad disrespectful if they both cheat.
Men are hoe makers. Okay, we're not hoes. All right, cool. Let's get to some of these chats, bro.
All right.
Mm.
Shout out to the fucking chat. I can't even give you guys a sound effect because my shit ain't
Yeah,
working.
this shit's not working. Ianka got a $50 super chat.
Shout out to you, homie.
To everyone on the panel, if you were to fall in love, how do you go about it and how do you move forward to pursue it? And if there are obstacles,
Hey, the guy.
what do you do to move forward or back?
Is that a girl or a guy,
That's,
bro?
a, that's definitely a girl.
Okay, shout out to you. All right, repeat the question, bro.
If you were to fall in love, how do you go about it and how do you move forward to pursue it? And if there are obstacles, what do you do to move forward or back?
All right, Josh, I'll start off with you this one. bro. That's a long question. I get it.
How do you move forward? So, and if there are obstacles, what do you do to move forward or back? Yeah, I mean, you ultimately have to decide. I don't know. You have to. If it's worth working through, then yeah, work through it. But if it's not, then don't. And that comes with you vetting the man, and that comes with the man vetting you. And it just has to be a mutually, mutually like reciprocated level of energy. And if it's not, then it's probably not it. So yeah, don't lie, don't cheat, don't steal, be a good human being, and everything should be all right.
All right, what about you, Miss Yellow?
If you were to fall in love, how would you move forward? You move forward by nurturing it as best you can. If you're faced with obstacles, then you have to determine if it's something you want to stay in and if it's worth fighting for. And if not, then you dip out. You know?
All right, what about the last part? And if there's obstacles, how do you move forward?
That's what I said. Like you would determine, like take a good look at the situation that you're being faced with.
Okay.
Is it something that you're willing to solve with that person? Do you like that person enough to like work it out?
Okay.
Or not?
All
And
right.
if you don't, then
Cool. What about you, in the corner right here? Go ahead.
Just depends.
Speak into the mic.
Depends on the person, but to be honest, if you love them, you love them.
That's so stupid, but okay.
How?
If you love them, you love them.
Yeah, if you're in love, you're gonna take their bullshit.
Yeah, but love isn't enough.
Of course not, but there's some people that will just let it slide.
Okay, good to know. What about you?
If I catch myself falling in love with someone, I try to kind of take a step back and make sure that it's with the right person. Try to make sure that it's a person that I could see myself with in the future. That it's not just something that's going to be temporary, you
Mhm.
know, because at the end of the day, that's time wasted and time that you don't get back. What I would do with obstacles is it depends on the obstacle. If it's cheating, that's something I can't forgive. And if you can't forgive someone, you can't fix that problem. But if it's obstacles is in communication, you know, just having that open honesty, that's the only thing that would cause a problem if you can't be openly honest with the other person.
Okay. Shout out to Ianka for the amazing question. What about you, Basil? How would you do that?
I'm mostly ignorant on this situation because I haven't found love before. But
That's
I
actually
will
correct.
say, if I found the right girl, I would just tell her how I feel, type thing.
Yeah.
Just offer it.
Chat. So just so you guys know, Basil has never been in a relationship. He's never been in love, and he's still a virgin. So he's still a man of God. How
Facts.
how I would go about the situation? I'm very intentional. When I find somebody that I like, I let them know right away. I don't play games. I don't bullshit. And yeah, I try to take care of it as best as I can. One thing I don't tolerate though is disrespect. I'm really big on that. I don't fucking tolerate it. I don't really think there's second or third chances. So I wouldn't go back to that. But yeah, that answers it for me. And since it's a $49.99 super chat, Anwar, go ahead. Let you answer it too, bro.
If you want to be in love, just it's really hard to find someone to love, especially in Miami. So I think it takes a lot of vetting. Like in terms of being in love to develop takes years. You have to actually like understand a person to be in love with them. You can't fall in love immediately. So I guess an obstacle, like if you were to like obstacles you would face probably would be like time. You got to wait to actually realize if you like someone or not, especially to declare yourself in love.
Yeah. Shout out to the producer for being profound. All right.
Where we got any super chats?
Yeah, we got one more from GMC. He said,
Shout out to
Eric
GMC,
is
bro.
right.
yo, you're.
I smashed a single mom the other night, and she cares a lot about her kid a lot.
Oh shit.
Yo, GMC, you're fucked.
GMC. Okay. Shout out to you, man.
We're out of super chats.
Cool. All right. Like I know we got a few more videos. Can we just do one more since?
I hope they play.
Oh shit. Is there a problem with it? If there is, then we don't have to do it.
All right, let's just see.
Cool. Shout out to the chat, man. Shout out to the ladies too. You guys have been amazing.
Yeah, I thank you, y'all ladies, a lot for coming. I like to hear everyone's different perspectives, so thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, no sound.
Okay. All right. No sound. Okay. Cool. So we won't do the video. Ladies, before we close out, I want to get your opinions. Tell me what you think about the show. We'll start off with you or work our way down. What do you think about the show? Give it to us straight.
I didn't think that we were going to be talking so much about male and female dynamics. Like when I did ask what it was going to be, I thought that was going to be a little bit of a smaller sector in the show. I thought that we were going to discuss like things that were a little bit more wholesome, well-rounded, and more about culture and like really getting to know each other. Not really so much sitting here and being like, you're wrong, shut the fuck up, like you're wrong. Like I don't think that's like a healthy conversation at all, nor an uplifting one. So yeah, I honestly I expected a little bit more, to be honest.
Who said shut the fuck up?
You told multiple people to shut the fuck up. You told like two girls.
I told them to shut up.
Yeah, but like
but shut up and shut the fuck up are two different things, right?
You said shut the fuck up twice.
No, I
two
didn't. I
different
said shut
people.
up.
So, but that's like you're picking out one little thing. That
No. But
said.
I'll get to the rest. I'm gonna talk.
More.
I'm gonna talk about the
I
rest.
didn't think it was gonna be so much about. The
Okay,
male
and then when you
female
asked me before the show, to be frank, right? We're gonna be transparent. You said you didn't want to talk about relationships. I said, okay, cool.
Yeah, because it's
oh,
like,
can I finish? Yo, I didn't interrupt you, bro. I didn't interrupt you. Right? Like you have a really bad habit of interrupting people. You and her. Like I let you talk, and I didn't like some of the stuff you were saying, but I let you talk. I respected that. So when you first came here, you were like, oh, I don't really want to talk about my personal relationship. I was like, oh, cool. You don't have to answer that. I said, if you don't want to answer something, cool, pass. Let's keep it moving. Did I not say that? Okay. And we've been very respectful to that, right? Another thing, you asked me, what are the topics usually? I said, hey, we cover a whole variety of topics, trending topics, right? Relationships, gender roles, basically anything that the chat wants to talk about, we cover it, or stuff that we talk about. That's what I said. Those are my words. So for you to sit here and say, oh, well, I didn't think we were gonna do this, and you tell somebody shut up. And...
But
hold on.
Those were two out of like
Well, okay,
six
but it
different
just
things that
okay,
you said we were going to talk
but
about.
it just so happened, and I also told you that this show is not scripted. We don't sit here and plan shit out. We don't rehearse anything. I don't tell you what to say. I don't tell her what to say. I don't have a script that I'm reading from. There's no there's nothing, right? Everything happens as it happens. The chat dictates a lot of our topics. We dictate a lot of our topics. So like you're sitting here complaining about that, like no one sat here and set you up or nothing like that. Like
I mean, you wanted to know what I thought. I've been telling you.
that's
guys
cool.
what
That's
I
cool.
thought.
But I also really like I don't really care how you feel. Okay,
You
because
wanted to ask
that
me what I
I'm
thought.
glad you told me, but like I don't care how you feel because you're making it seem like we set you up for something. That's not what we did. You came here, we had a great, and I've even told you multiple times, you're very intelligent, and I like a lot of your points. That's cool. We can agree to disagree, but you're not gonna sit here and act like, well, you know, I thought you were gonna say no, we're not gonna do
I'm
that.
just giving you my feedback.
Okay, cool. What about you? What'd you think about the show?
Can I skip the question?
Yeah, you can actually just go. Just go.
Just go?
Yeah, just go. Go.
Okay,
Yeah.
bet.
All right, what about you? What'd you think about the show?
So this is my second time being here.
Okay.
So I'm a little used to the conversation and the topics.
Mhm.
But the only thing that I could say like that we all should work better on, like just as a unit, would
Mhm.
be, you know, letting everybody talk and voice their opinions at one time. That's the only thing, because then if we're talking over each other, like you can't hear what the other person is saying, you can't hear that opinion, so it might be miscommunicated, you
Right.
know. So really, that's the only feedback. I don't mind being here. I like being here and, you know, giving my opinion, even if people don't really care to hear it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't mind it. So
No, I think everybody here cares about your opinion, and for the most part, you're very respectful. So we actually want to hear your opinion even more.
appreciate it.
All right, cool. What about you, Josh? What did you think about the show, bro?
Yeah, I think it was interesting. Before it ever started, I said somebody was gonna get kicked off, and yeah, so it's funny how things happen, and it was interesting. It was a good time, and I think everybody learned a lot.
Yeah, I think we all learned a lot, man.
Yeah.
I want to thank the chat, man. You guys were lit again as always. Shit, man, we're so close to 50, man. I think we hit 48, 49. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to all the super chatters. Shout out to all the people that came, man. Even the people that got kicked out, man. Shout out to Josh as well for always coming through. My boy
Appreciate
Basil.
it. Thank you for
Shout out
having
to
us.
Anwar and everybody in the back. Yeah, guys. It's been a great show. We'll see you guys tomorrow for the daytime show. Peace.
See you.
That's your natural hair, right? Yeah. Love it. What's your natural hair? How many down here? How many goes? The white hair. Right there. Yeah.
Say you want smoke, if I come with it, money on your head, nigga, we'll come get it. New Cant, put 100 in it. Promise us sweet, do 100 in it. Keep it in the street, I ain't doing no spit.
No, you didn't want that at all. You really probably like the best line in terms of like everything, like your points, the way you just gotta remember. I feel like some people like at first they like sit up and like in the mic and they talk really good, but then as a conversation And then you like kind of get away from the mic. So whenever I get comfortable, I just pull back in. We come back on that.
I put his dick in the bed. She used to ride on the bus. I walk around with that bag, but I ain't got no yard out in my lap. Every rock, strap.
Yeah, it was your show.
I ain't giving down. Let it to the flat. Used to rock the trap. Money top, shack, chop, blood, splat, Chucky, whack. Way too many steppers. I can't hold that. Body full of star, face full of tat. You pray on your knees. I pray to my strap. They got two.
Wait, you're leaving?
No, I'm just gonna come back.
I didn't hear it though.
You wanna take her? It's okay, I'll go along. Where's the fucking?
Wait, she needs a key to come back in. Is she coming back in?
Yeah, she's just getting a front key over. No.
Yeah, bro. Can you take the key? It's right there.
I always leave before like you guys like. Hi, friend. Are you okay?
Like I purposely actually killed her so that me and her didn't get this.
Nah, bro. I see that. Where's Josh though?
Josh is coming back.
1, 2, 3 fellas pulling up and I showed. But in my drink, I got
Yo, we still live?
no.